everybody. How we doing? Welcome to today's live stream. It is 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And yeah, here we are again, another week. How's everybody doing? What would you like to talk about today? I'm here to answer any questions you have. I'll be here for at least 90 minutes. I say that every week, and I always go over that, but we'll try to keep it to 90 minutes, maybe certainly less than 2 hours, okay? Lately, I've been going a little bit too long, and I actually haven't had lunch yet, so I'm going to be starving. I'm not going to be able to stick around for like 3 hours, so I hope that's okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me okay? If you guys can confirm, that would be great. It looks like all is working. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm always interested to know that. And also, if you have any questions, why don't you, it would be helpful if you could put 3 Qs in the chat before your question. That way, hopefully, I won't miss it. So yeah, 3 Qs, and then ask your question, and then I'll answer it as best as I can. I see Lee is in here. Hello, Lee. Thank you for stopping in again. So Lee is a moderator here. So yeah, so try to weed out any trolls that might show up. It's happened on occasion, but not that often. But anyways, yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's been a busy week. It's been a busy, I don't know, couple months, it seems. But that's the way it goes. I love doing this, and I love to help you guys as best as I can. Oh, and I see right off the bat, we have a super chat. Thank you, Andy, very much. I really appreciate that. And Andy says, love your channel, Rob. I watch your channel for inspiration. Keep going, brother. Hope to collab with you down the road. Awesome. Thank you very much, Andy. I really appreciate that. Very cool. Very good. So yeah, why don't I just jump right into the chat? Well, before I get going, let me just say, so for those who are new here, again, my name is Rob, Rob the Maritimer. I'm here every week, same time. Sometimes if I have a special guest lined up, I will do an extra live stream each week. Well, not each week. I was doing it weekly for a while, but now it's every 3 to 4 weeks kind of thing. And the last one I did, I think, was around 3 weeks ago. So maybe I'll set one of those up soon. But yeah, so I do these every week. I also produce 2 to 3 videos every week to try to help you guys get started or level up your YouTube. Okay, so that's basically what I'm trying to do. And I'm having fun doing it and growing this channel while I do it. So if you guys ever have any questions about my specific channel, how I'm doing, what I'm doing, it can be anything from what cameras do I use, how do I set them up, how do I do these live streams. That's been kind of a recurring question, and I have to get on that in terms of making a video dedicated to that. The problem with making a video dedicated to how to do a live stream is that there are so many different ways to do it. I guess I kind of have to settle on one piece of software. I use Ecamm Live, right? That's the software I use to stream, but that's only available on a Mac. So if I made a video based on Ecamm Live, then that probably eliminates a good chunk of people who aren't using a Mac and might be using a PC. So I just have to put a little more thought into how I want to present that. You know, maybe not necessarily focus on Ecamm, or maybe I do more than one video. You know, maybe I do it at a higher level, like choose your software, and now this is how you connect it to YouTube. Okay, and how you might want to get set up, what equipment you might want to use. So for example, if you're just going to go live and you don't intend on sharing your screen, then you may not even need an extra monitor, right? You could just go live with your computer or your phone, and that's it. But for me, I quite often share my screen, and to do that and still have Ecamm Live running on one screen and then have a dedicated screen to be able to share with you guys, that's why you know, it's kind of important to have a second screen so that you don't have that Ecamm software kind of in the corner with what you're sharing. I know you can just share a window within a screen, but then, I don't know, it just gets a little messy. I actually have 3 monitors. I've got my main big monitor that I kind of use it as a repository. Like that's where I keep stuff that I want to drag down to my sharing screen. Actually, I could just kind of show you if I press that. So yeah, that's my setup there. So that is Ecamm Live. I don't know if you can tell, but that's the software that that is doing this. And you can see what happens. You get that tunneling effect. So that's my MacBook, but then I've got two other monitors attached to it. That's the camera that I'm using to live stream. This monitor down here is what I use. It's what I share. I share this monitor with you guys quite often. And then up here is just, I've got all kinds of windows open. A couple of Finder windows or File Manager if you're a PC user. I've got a chat open, iMessage. I've got, a whole bunch of browsers, just all kinds of things. I could bring up a web page that I might want to share with you guys up here. And then when I'm ready, I'll drag it down here and then I'll press this button to share it. This button over here, I'll press it. Whoops. Over here, I'll press, one of this button here. It's on iPhone right now. That's me, and that's my sharing monitor. So let's just go back to me. So anyways, there's a quick little tour of how I do my live streams. Of course, I also have a mic connected to my computer and a camera connected to the computer. So lots of connections going on. But yeah, I mean, if you can live stream with sharing a monitor, then making videos is almost super simple because it's, there's more to live streaming than there is to making videos. So anyways, if you have any questions about any of that, let me know. I don't know why. I mean, nobody asked me. I just kind of went off and started talking about that today. But yeah, let's get into the chat, see who all is here, and if you have any questions. Valerie, hello Valerie, has a question about a tutorial. Would like to see a tutorial of the very start to finish on an Android for over 50. That's going to be hard for me to do. I don't have an Android. So I would not be able to do that unless I went out and bought an Android. So when you say Android, I'm assuming you're meaning a mobile device. And what are we talking about? A tutorial of the very start to finish on an Android. So what exactly would you like a tutorial on? How to make a YouTube video on an Android? How to upload a video from an Android to YouTube? Let me know what you would like to know. But regardless, I could kind of walk you through it, I suppose, but I couldn't show it to you on an Android just because I don't have one. But having said that, something that I have written down, something that I should do is how to upload a video from a mobile device. And maybe I could do it a little more general. I'd be using my iPhone to do it, but I believe the app, like the YouTube Studio app, probably looks very similar, if not identical, in an Android versus in an iPhone. So there's that. We've got Ghetto Fortnite. Hello, everyone. Hello. Pavan, USA. Hi, Rob. I'm in the Far East Asia, Thailand. Hoping I am able to attend the live in 3 hours from now. When did you write this? Maybe, hopefully it was 3 hours ago because we're live. Where did you? Okay, yeah. She's not staring at the door anymore. All right. And we've got Obtech Appliances. Hi, Rob, your friend from Nairobi. Hello. Lee is here from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, 33 degrees. So that would be 1 degree Celsius, I believe, just above freezing. It's actually warmer here. I'm in shorts today, but not because it's that warm. It's not, but I actually went out on my first run of the year a couple hours ago, so just trying to cool down, so I wasn't ready for pants yet. Shorts it is. But yeah, so most of the snow's all gone here. There's a little bit of ice left on the trail because it's what happens when the ATVs or the off-road vehicles drive on that quite a bit, and they pack the snow down and turns it into ice, and then it just takes a little bit longer to melt. But I was able to run around it. We've got Modeling with Mike in Northern Indiana. Hello, Mike. ABC likes the intro music. Awesome. I've been using that same music for quite a while. I got that from Epidemic Sound, which leads me. So let me just say that so I'm not ready to share any of this yet, but I am a recent like a new ambassador for Epidemic Sound. So what that means is I'm going to be able to give you guys a link if anybody is interested in signing up for it. I'm not ready yet today, so hopefully next week. But yeah, I'll have a link, and I'll be able to offer you guys a discount if you guys are interested. So the way that works, provide you guys with a link. You get, and I forget what the discount is, 50% off your first couple months, or maybe there's a couple months for free. I can't remember, but something better than you would get if you just went to the website. So you get a discount, I would earn a commission, and that's how that goes. So Epidemic Sound. Starting next week, I'll probably put something on the screen here that shows that they are, I guess, not really a sponsor, but I would be an ambassador of theirs. So anyways, love Epidemic Sound, and that's where I get all my music. Who else do we have here? Hey, from the UK, David. Hello, David. How you doing? Good to see you. Don Morrow from southern Costa Rica, sunny and 29 Celsius. What's that in Fahrenheit? That's like 85. That's awesome. I love Costa Rica. I was there even longer, 28 years ago. Geez, that's a long time. On the Pacific side, too. It was beautiful. Yeah. Playa Tambor is what it was called. That was the place that I went. Would love to go back someday. We've got Velvet Petals. Hello, Mr. Rob. Hello, how you doing? Lynn's Journey, beautiful here in Pennsylvania. 60 degrees, going to about 70. Spring is here. Hello, Lee. How you doing? Colorado. Holly from Colorado. How you doing, Holly? Hans from Sweden. Hello, Hans. Kathy Nightingale. Hello, Rob. Been following you for a while. This is my first time catching your live show. Welcome. Kathy, great to have you here. I am in Rochester, New York, and love your channel. Awesome. Welcome. Every week we seem to get a few more new people, which is fantastic. We've got somebody, Super Ager from New York. Welcome. Multi-electrical services in the UK. Okay, we've got K Starry, Rochelle, I believe. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you here. We've got Generation Exceptional. Hi, Rob from Lincolnshire, England. Jonas MTB from Sweden. That's 2 in Sweden. Hello from France. Olivier, Germany. Alan James from North Carolina. Welcome, everybody. Mr. Jessup, Kids Learning Videos. Hey, Rob, Ottawa, Ontario here. Do you have any ideas? Okay, here's our first question. Do you have any ideas on how to grow a community on a kids' YouTube channel? Likely parents of the little ones. Thanks for all your help. Enjoy your channel. I'm going to say right off the bat that this is not my specialty. I have not grown or even really looked into growing a kids' channel. I would think that the same rules would apply. That would apply to channels that are targeting adults. So, your thumbnails and your titles are the things that have to get the people to click, right? So spend some time on the title, making sure there's some keywords in there. Think about, when you're making a video, think about how you want that video to be found, okay? Like, what do you think people are going to be searching for to find your video? That's what you're going to have to do in the beginning before people come to know who you are. Think about what they might want to be searching on. Build videos around those search terms, a title around the search terms. Put that in your, your description, your tags, and all that stuff. Not super important these days as much as it used to be, because YouTube is transcribing videos anyways when they're processing it, so they already have a pretty good idea what your video's about when you upload it. So anyways, your title, your thumbnail, that gets the click. Then once people are into your video, you need the video to be good. you want people to be able to want to watch your video. And generally the first, I'm going to say, I quite often say 30 seconds, but really the first 10 to 15 seconds are so important. People will click away if they're not, if they're not pulled in the first 10 to 15 seconds. That, people's attention spans are pretty small these days. So and for kids channels, assuming the parents will be the ones that will be pulling up the videos for their kids to watch, I'm assuming that's the way you would go about it. then try to think like a parent. Try to think like, okay, what will this parent want to be searching on to find me? And then start making videos on that stuff. And the content's got to be good. Whatever it is you're making, make sure your hook is good. When I say hook, I'm talking about the first 10 to 30 seconds. And I don't know what else to add to that, other than once you post a video with all these things in mind, then get to work on your next one and try to make your next one better than your last one. And while you're doing that, keep an eye on the analytics of your first video. Okay, just keep an eye, look at the click-through rate. If you've got several videos on your channel, compare your click-through rates of your most recent video to your past videos. Is it better? If your click-through rate is better, then something about your title and thumbnail is better. And when I say better, I'm talking about the percentage, the click-through rate percentage. So if 1,000 people are shown your thumbnail and title on their browse page in YouTube, and only, okay, I'm going to do math in my head here. If 100 people of the 1,000 impressions, if 100 people actually click on it, well, then that's what? That's 10%. That's a really good click-through rate. I tend to think that anything above 5% is good, but it's hard to generalize like that because it's different for everybody. Okay, that's why I say it's more important to compare your click-through rates of your videos to your previous videos. You want to try to get better at it. So whatever they were in the beginning, like when I started, I think it was 1%. 1%. So 10 out of 1,000, 1 out of 100 people who were served an impression actually clicked. Okay, now once the people click and they're watching your video, it's up to you and the content that you put in the video to keep them there. So not only does it have to be engaging and they want to continue to watch, but that's when you have to fulfill or begin to fulfill the promise you made with your thumbnail and title. So thumbnail and title, that's the promise. They're going to click. Now they're watching your video. They're looking for whatever answer they're looking for. And if your video doesn't match up with whatever your title and thumbnail were, they may just click away. And then you look at your average view duration, okay, in your analytics. And again, compare. So it shows you a little graph after around 2 days. 2 days after you post a video, the graph will appear, and it'll be, it'll change over time as it gets updated. And you want to keep people. People typically will drop off in the beginning, but you want less people to drop off and more to watch to the end. And just one more thing I'll say before I move on to the next question is when you're making content, now this may not apply as much to kids' videos because presumably I guess it would depend on what age group you're going after too. But generally speaking, you want people what was I going to say? For people to keep on watching, no, did I lose my thought? I lost my thought. You know what? That is something that people are incredibly worried about when they go live. What if I forget what I'm talking about? What if I don't have anything to say? What if nobody shows up and asks questions? I get a lot of questions from people that they just, they want to go live. They know that by going live, they can really boost their watch hours, but they're scared, and that's okay, and that's normal, and so was I. And I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I don't want to lose this thought. I'm older. I go off on tangents. That's the way it is. But yeah, so people are scared to go live because of that. But I've just kind of demonstrated how I handle that, and you can handle it in your own way. I lost my train of thought. I just, I saw a tangent and I went down that tangent and started talking about something else. Now, I apologize if I didn't totally answer your question, but that's just an example of how you can wing it when you go live. And there's nobody really judging you. Well, I suppose there's probably some of you guys that are judging me a little bit. I wish Rob would get back on topic, but hey, that's the way it goes. And I feel like most people are okay with the way I present myself and the way I deliver my content. And if I happen to go off on a tangent, then I guess the people who don't like that probably maybe won't subscribe or stick around for much longer. The people who are okay with that, knowing that I do it all the time, are more likely to subscribe. So it's a way to I guess it's part of the natural way that YouTube is helping me find my tribe, which hopefully is you guys. Now, what the hell was I talking about? Kids channel. So yeah, so basically you want to keep people watching for as long as you can. And with kids, I guess what I was thinking is they may be less apt to click away than an adult. Like if an adult is actively watching a video and they're trying to learn something, and if they feel like, I know what I was going to say, if they feel like there's too much fluff in the video and they're not getting to the point, right, they may just click away. Whereas kids, maybe they won't. Maybe they're not even in control. Maybe the video is up on a TV and the parents have set up a video for the kids and then walked away. So, because of that, I'm just kind of thinking off the cuff here out loud, perhaps there is less ability for the child, to click away. Does that make sense? Whereas adults, yeah, they can click away. So the point I was going to make before I went off on the tangent is when you're making content, one example of a good thing to do, a good practice, is, because some people ask me, how long should my video be? A good practice is to make your video only as long as you have to get your information across. No longer. Make it as short as possible. If you have it in your head, I want to make a 20-minute video. But if you get to talking and you feel like you're going to have to stretch it out to get, to make it go that long, then that's not good. You don't want to stretch things out. Sometimes it may appear as though I do that, but it's not intentional. It's just because I may lose my train of thought or just start talking down a tangent and I just kind of go with it. It's not necessarily done intentionally. So my point is, try to eliminate all the fluff, all the stuff that's not necessary. Cut it out. And quite often done that when I've brought my video back into my office here and I start editing, and I'll cut some things out, as I'm tightening it up, and I'll listen to it through, and I'll listen to a part, and I'll think, I didn't really have to say that. I already kind of half said that. And saying the entire thing again is kind of redundant. So I'm just going to cut that whole thing out, right? And just cut it out and make it smaller. And then you can make a 20-minute video down to, 9-10 minutes doing things like that. So yeah, keep that in mind. Make it as short as you possibly can, but delivering on there's nothing better than, information-packed video where you get lots of value in a given time, okay? Because people are busy. And, again, with kids, it might be a different scenario, but with adults, time is money in a lot of cases, and people will want to spend as little time as possible watching a video to get the information they want. Okay, so anyways, yeah, that was a total tangent, but I hope that helped a little bit. Not an expert on child videos, because I've not made any. Here's a question, ABC. Can you suggest 3 AI resources a beginner should use for their YouTube channel content? Not 3. I'll give you just one because that's all I use, ChatGPT. And there may be others that are similar that you can use instead of that, but that's what I use, and that's all I use. ChatGPT, I use it all the time. When I'm researching, trying to figure out what title or what videos to make, I'll type in, I've got an idea for a video. I want to make a video about this, this, and this. Can you suggest me some bullet points? And it will. Or can you give me 10 title ideas for a video like that? And I'll look at the title ideas and I'll use something like vidIQ to test them out to see, what might be a better title. Things like that. So, and then, I use it to help me with bullet points. I use it to help me with description, with the tags, because again, I hardly spend any time on description and tags anymore when I upload a video. I just use ChatGPT. And after we've chatted about what my video is going to be about and we've nailed down a title, and then I'll say, okay, given this title, what text should I put in my thumbnail to go along with this? And it'll suggest some text. It'll give me 5 or 10 suggestions, whatever I ask for. And then I may say, actually, that's too much text. Can you give me suggestions that are like maximum 3 words long, right? And it'll give me that. So anyways, after those conversations, I will then say, great, thanks. Video's done, it's uploading. Can you give me a 1-sentence description of this video that I can put in my description above my standard description that I have ready? It'll do that. And then I'll ask it for tags. It'll give me the tags. I'll just copy and paste, put them in. Yeah, so that's the only AI tool I use. Unless you want to talk about, there's an AI function within Canva that I use, the background remover. I use that a lot. But yeah, that's it for me. I don't love the image generating things. AI image generators, to me, they look like AI. So yeah, but that's just me. And we have a super chat. Khalil. Khalil is my name. Thank you, Khalil. I really appreciate that. I don't see if you had a question here, or did I miss it? I might be coming to it. Yeah, just a super chat. I really appreciate that, Khalil. Thank you very much. Oh, you just said, I don't like AI images. Neither do I. Neither do I. Yeah, and I know you can generate AI images within Canva as well, but I don't use them. To me, there's enough graphics in the graphics section if I ever want to add anything else to my thumbnails. I generally use Canva for my thumbnails, but the base of my thumbnails is always like a screenshot of me in my video. And then I'll use the background remover so that I can brighten up the image of me without brightening up the background. And I'll add text, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, so yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people who don't necessarily love everything that AI can do, if that makes sense. So yeah, me too. And I noticed that when we use ourselves, far better. Absolutely, I agree. 1111 code Gemini AI I use for images. Very good, very good. What's a super chat? Real talk. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'll answer that. So, and real talk, I believe that's Norma, right? Norma or Michelle, but I think it's Norma. Hello, welcome. A super chat is when, so I think you need 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours before you can use them. So it's like the intermediate step of getting monetized. Full monetization happens at 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. But when you're halfway there to the subscribers, 500, and your watch hours are 3,000, then you can earn income with super chats, super thanks, and memberships. So what are they? A super chat is, if you notice in the just below the live chat, can I show this to you? Let me see if I can. I will share my screen here with you guys. Here is my channel. Let's go to live. Here's the live stream. This is going to be kind of Inception-like. Here's the live stream. This is going to be kind of Inception. Okay, I had to put mute on that so you don't hear it. But yeah, this is what you guys see, pretty much, right? So here is the live chat. So down here, if you click on, now this may not work for me because I am the owner of this account. I'm logged in as me, so I don't believe I can give myself a super chat. But I think it's this dollar bill here, show your support for, so you can click on that and make a donation, basically. And as a creator, what happens is whatever people donate via super chats, this is a super chat, the creator keeps 70% of that, and YouTube the creator gets paid 70% of that, along with the other revenue from YouTube AdSense, and YouTube keeps 30%. So that's the way super chats work. Super thanks, so let me back out of here. Super thanks are on regular videos. So if I go to the videos, and here is the most recent video, okay, right here, thanks. If you click on this thanks button, you can donate. I don't typically get a lot through super thanks, maybe a couple a month kind of thing. They're always appreciated. They're not necessary, but it's just, you know, I've activated it. So that is a way you can start earning through YouTube before you're fully monetized. You're kind of half monetized. Okay. And then the last thing is memberships, which is something that I've set up, I believe 3 weeks ago now. So you can join this channel now, and you can see it here. Where is it? This join button right here. And I forget what I set it up as, but probably, I want to say it's $3.99 a month, something like that. The reason I can't remember exactly what it was is because I have to set the price in Canadian dollars, and then because I'm in Canada, and then YouTube kind of converts that, but not exactly converts. So whatever it is for you in US dollars, I'm not exactly sure. But the same 70-30 thing applies. And then the creator is able to set up benefits for people who join. And so the things that I've set up for people who want to join this channel, the first thing you'll notice is some people in the chat here, their name is in green, like here, I can show you. How do I do this? What do I do? Actually, if I go back to live, let me just bring this over here so my avatar is not hiding it. Let's go into today's. Okay, that's the audio's, and we got another, a gifted membership from Khalil. That deserves a super chat that I'll just press there. Thank you very much, Khalil. I don't even know exactly what that means. It means you've gifted a membership to somebody. Oh yeah, it says right here, Barbara Worley was gifted a membership by Khalil. So thank you very much, Khalil, and welcome, Barbara. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. As far as the super chat, like that the foghorn and the boat that pops up, that's something I created. I created that in my video editing program in Camtasia, and I've attached it to a button on my Stream Deck so that when I press that button, it plays that little video. Okay, I made that. And you can get really creative and do whatever you want. I decided to stick with the maritime theme for those. Yeah, so now what was I going to show you here? In the chats. Yes, so what I wanted to show you is notice how Khalil's name here is green and bold. Okay, that's because he's a member. And he's also got this little anchor icon next to his name because he's a member. And the way I've set up the memberships is that anchor will change colors based on how many months you've been a member, if that makes sense. Okay, so I've created, I think, 6 different colors, different versions of that, and I'll just go into Canva and I'll show you. There's the anchor right there. I'll click into here, and so here we go. Here, and I'll zoom it out. So we've got a white, black, and then we get colorful, green, blue, red, silver, gold, and so on. And there's some Creators Cove things that I made. But yeah, so and I think I've got to set it 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, 6 month, 1 year, 2 years, something like that. In addition, I should let you know that anybody who becomes a member, I'm going to be hosting members only live streams. In addition to this live stream, I'm going to keep doing these. But the reality is, as you guys probably notice, I normally can't get to all the questions that I get in these live streams. So the idea is with a members only live stream, which I will do every 3 to 4 weeks. And I haven't done one yet. So actually I will announce today that I plan on doing one next week. I will announce that. But next week, probably Wednesday, I will have a members only live stream where members can join. It'll be a much smaller group, but a little more intimate, so that I should be able to answer. I'll have no trouble answering everybody's questions, and people can chat back and forth. And yeah, so that's what that's all about. I could also make members only videos, but I haven't been thinking about that yet. That's not something that I plan to do. But it's something I could do, or I could do members only polls, right? You guys can help me decide the direction of the channel. Yeah, that's a little bit about how that works. So what are we doing here? Guess what? I lost my train of thought again. Let me take a drink and let me think about, I'll put this back on me. Take a little bit of an energy hit here. I want to make sure I don't have any audio. Okay, I'm going to close that. If I have any audio going on any of these open tabs, you're going to hear like a big echo. So let me know if there's some audio going on that you hear that shouldn't be going on. I should have checked all of my tabs. That's off. Good. I've got like at least 20 tabs open up on my top monitor. Okay. Gotta love the live stream blankouts. Yep, just had one. Nona Grace, how you doing, Nona? Good to see you. Okay, let me get back to the other questions. So, if you have any other questions about what a super chat is, super thanks, memberships, again, all of those you're eligible to apply for once you hit 500 subscribers and I believe it's 3,000 watch hours. So there you go. There you go. The 40 plus Muger. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry if I... Hello from Tennessee, or hello to Tennessee from Nova Scotia. Just under 60 degrees in Connecticut. Very good. Columbus, Ohio is here. It is Norma in Toronto. Hello, Norma. Good to see you again. Wanda from PEI. Hello, Wanda. Very close. Another Maritimer. For those who don't know, I actually get this question way more than I didn't realize people didn't know what a Maritimer was. And I guess it makes sense now that I think about it. I've actually searched it. Like, so what is it exactly? And I guess officially a Maritimer is somebody who lives in one of the 3 maritime provinces in Canada. So Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, or Prince Edward Island, otherwise known as PEI. That's the 3 maritime provinces in Canada. People who live there are referred to as Maritimers. But also a Maritimer can refer to somebody who spends a lot of time on the water, right? Maritime provinces has to do with them being, on the water or on the coast. Basically, we're on the eastern coast of North America, of Canada. So yeah, there you go. Little geography lesson. And so Newfoundland is another province in Canada, but it's an island. Actually, PEI is an island too. So I don't know why Newfoundland is not considered a maritime province, but it's not. It's considered one of the 4 Atlantic provinces, which, let me stop that. Why is my phone ringing? So you got 4 Atlantic provinces in Canada, 3 of which are maritime provinces, and then 1 of which is Newfoundland and Labrador. Sorry. Anyway, there you go. A little bit of a geography lesson. We've got Sylvia in Italy. Hello, Sylvia. Brian from the UK. Hello, Brian. How you doing? Mac versus PC, Windows or Linux? What's your question? I'm using a Mac. You can use a Mac or a PC. Doesn't matter. Whatever you feel more comfortable with. And that's the thing. In today, it is less important because it used to be you needed a computer that would run certain programs. And to a certain extent, that's still the case. For instance, the program I run to do my live streams is only available for a Mac. But more and more, a lot of programs these days are run as like in a browser, right? A lot of what people do now is browser based. Now, video editing does tend to be pretty taxing, I guess, on a computer. So typically you would not use, well, I shouldn't say that. There are browser-based video editors. They're just not as good, in my opinion, as something you can download and run on your computer. Okay? I use Camtasia most of the time. It's available for PC or Mac. And I've used it on both. I used to be a Windows user forever. Not Linux. When I was into web hosting, they were Linux servers. But anyways, Camtasia, PC or Mac. DaVinci Resolve, PC or Mac. Adobe Premiere Pro, PC or Mac. CapCut, PC or Mac or mobile phone. And then you've got other ones. Final Cut Pro, Mac only. iMovie, Mac only. And there may be some PC only ones. I don't know what they are. But those are all the main ones. Filmora is another one. I believe that's PC or Mac, whichever. So more and more, programs, it doesn't matter a lot of times whether you have a PC or a Mac. It becomes personal preference. I love my Mac. I've been a Mac user now for, is it 2 years or 3 years? is when I got this computer. It's a 2021 MacBook Pro M1 Max chip. It's a great computer. It renders things fast. And yeah, I love it. I love it. And when I decide to upgrade it, it'll be to another MacBook, 100%. Yeah, there you go. But if you want to get into gaming, Macs don't tend to be as good gaming machines as PCs. I know that from talking to my son. My son, he set me up with my last computer, actually, which was a PC based with, it had a wicked graphics card that accepted inputs, multiple cameras and multiple output HDMIs to multiple monitors, and it had a great. Anyways, it was a lot, but it sounded like a little airplane in my office, and I didn't like the noise. This Mac is quiet, like it's silent quiet. If I'm rendering something for and it's been rendering for a long time, then I may hear the fan kick in, just to make sure it stays cool. But 95% of the time that I never hear that. Most days I never hear that fan. Even when I'm rendering a 20-minute long 4K video, the fan doesn't come on. So yeah, there you go. 65-year-old Debbie from Ottawa Valley. Hello, Debbie. Welcome. Alan is retired in the Philippines. Awesome. And has a question. Can you please explain how collaborating works and best ways to do this so I can grow my channel? Okay, so collaborating, I can speak from a little bit of experience. Well, yeah, there's probably no one right way to do it. There's multiple ways, but the way I've done it is I reach out to people. Typically people who are of similar size channel-wise, and then just agree to collaborate. So I reached out to people back in September. I reached out to a few creators and just talked to them about, would you like to collaborate? Maybe you come on my live stream sometime, I'll interview you, and vice versa, right? I did that with Alexa Seranoia, was the first person I did that with. And yeah, I reached out to her and basically said, like, we're kind of doing the same thing here. We're helping people get going with YouTube and trying to motivate people through it and help them with their struggles and things like that. Maybe slightly different approaches. But yeah, that's it. It really comes down to the fact that not everybody's going to want to listen to me. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? Some people might prefer to listen to a woman, to a female. So Alexa might be perfect for people who would rather listen to a female. That's just one example, right? Or if we talked, somebody else I've had on a live stream, Old Mike. I've had him on. Maggie McCormick was actually the last one that I had on from Australia. That was fun. And Kevin Colby, Brian Johnson, several. And everybody has a different style. So because of that, I feel like it's okay to reach out to people who are doing the same thing I'm doing. It's not like if I promote them, I might lose business or lose viewers. It's not like that at all. If there are viewers who would rather learn from them than me, or maybe both, then great. Also, it's something that becomes appreciated, right? If to collaborate with other people who are kind of in my field, I feel like that's almost helping you, okay? So it's bringing another perspective. They may have another way of explaining something that resonates better with you. Or sometimes you just, maybe you don't want to stop listening to me and start only listening to this other person, but maybe hearing something explained in a slightly different way will help you, right? So yeah, that's what it was all about. And then you just kind of make a deal. Like, you want to come on my show? We'll do a live, be an hour, and then vice versa. So she did that, and then I went on her show. She does or at the time was doing, maybe she still does, does a weekly live inside her school program, kind of similar to my Creators Cove, but a different platform. where she has members only that can come in and ask questions. So I was in on, and when I say her, Alexa, that was Alexa Serenoya's channel. Yeah, so you just reach out, I guess is the short answer. Reach out to people who might be doing the same thing you are. Or actually, a better way to think about it is think about who your audience is and what might be able to help them. How can you help your audience? Is there anybody you can collaborate with that would help your audience, right? Bringing in an expert. So whatever it is, Alan, that you talk about in your videos, right? Maybe you identify somebody else that you either know your audience listens to or watches, or you think, maybe there's a product that you promote in your video and you might want to get, I don't know, the owner of the company or a representative of the company of that product, bring them on and see if they would. More often than not, they would love to come on and do a video with you. But yeah, that's only one way. So I'm just talking about live collaborations. You can also make video make videos that the two people get together and make together. I've never done that, so I don't have a lot I think that'd be cool to do that, and maybe it's something I should look into, but my plate's pretty full right now. But something to think about for the future. But anyways, Alan, I hope that helps. But yeah, collaborations could be great. I know I've gained some viewers coming from the people I've collaborated with, and I've introduced some of my viewers to them. So win-win-win. Here's a question from Generation Exceptional. Hey, Rob, do you ever struggle to come up with content ideas? If so, what's your strategy for the dry times? Thanks, Bev. Let me think on that for a second. I have struggled before, not so much lately, because once you get going, you can get all kinds of questions and suggestions from your comments that you get on your videos or from live streams like this. Just doing these live streams, I typically get lots of ideas coming out of this. Ask people, right? If you start feeling like you're going dry, you don't know what you want to talk about next, try to get in the habit of asking your audience members questions and get them to answer you in the comments. Like ask them what they'd like to see from you next. So yeah, that's basically what I'm driven by now. It's pretty much all audience driven. So if I get asked the same question multiple times, I might think, okay, you know what? I should do a video on that. I have a super long list of video ideas that I often refer to, and I usually, if I make a video from that list, I'll take one off the list, but I'll typically add 3, right? So it just keeps getting longer and longer. But what do I do in the dry times? If I absolutely don't have anything to talk about, I won't force it, right? I'll skip that one, and that's okay too. So don't feel like you absolutely have to come up with a video idea because if it's forced, it will probably come across that way. Okay, so yeah, just take a little break. Maybe take a day off. Go for a walk, go for a run. I get a lot of ideas just out walking by myself, right? I'll put my AirPods in, I'll listen to some music, and I'll go for a 5K walk, and I'll think about, what videos have I done? I'll also go on to YouTube and just start searching. I'll just, search for whatever. I'll look at my last video, and I'll see what other videos are suggested, and just do some research, we'll call it. See if I can get any ideas that way. So I hope that helps. I'm just going to jump way ahead because I know I'm behind over here, but looking at the current ones, the last question from Debbie Ryan, for members only, what benefits do they have besides access to special live streams? Do I even remember what I set this up like 3 weeks ago. So the main thing is, well, actually, why don't let's go here, 1 second. I'm going to pull this up and then I will share it with you. No, I don't want that. Okay. Yeah, no, I can share this with you. If I press this button here, there we go. So all I did, so when you click on this join button, which is underneath all of my videos, there it says $4.99 Canadian. So I don't know what it would say. It probably says $3.99 US if you're in the United States. So here's what you get for being a crew member. There's the different loyalty badges. You'll have that next to your name in chats and comments. You have custom emojis you can use in the chats. Priority Q&A in the live streams. I'm working on that. Members only live streams, members only community posts. So that's essentially it. Yeah, and it's just another way you can support my channel. So yeah, that is it. That is it. And the idea behind the members only live streams is the fact that it's going to be far fewer people in them. So we have 110 now, awesome, in this live stream. There may be a handful, right, in the members only ones starting off. I think we have maybe 12 or 15 members at this point, something like that. So yeah, no, it'll be fun. And I'll have to try to think of something a little bit special to do in those. Maybe some challenges or something like that. Okay. Okay, another question. Is it weird? Okay, so that was, is it weird? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Toronto Walker, is it weird to make another YouTube channel to give your original channel likes and comments on videos? Yeah, that's not going to work. I wouldn't bother doing that. I mean, I don't have any hard proof of doing that, but I feel like Google and YouTube would know that, you know, your channel is, you know, probably under the same account. Yeah, I wouldn't waste any time doing that. Just let YouTube do its thing, right? A lot of people feel like if they tell as many people as they can about their channel that they could kind of kickstart its growth, okay? And this is something I've made several videos on now. It doesn't work that way. And in fact, it might even hurt you. And it was funny because when I made videos trying to explain that, you know, if you announce it on your Facebook page or Twitter or whatever social media you use, Instagram, whatever, if you announce you have a YouTube channel, or if you announce every time you come out with a YouTube video, that's not necessarily gonna help, because if you think it through, if anybody does click on that, let's say a friend of yours or family member clicks on your link because you asked them to, number one, they may or may not be logged into their YouTube account when they do that click. Like maybe they're at work, for instance. So now YouTube's not going to know who they are or how they found your channel. And that's the other thing. When they come to your channel, YouTube didn't find them for you. Okay, so they can't really use any data from them to help them, YouTube, figure out who your ideal audience is, right? They're busy working, sending impressions to people they think would be interested in your videos based on what your video's about, based on your thumbnail, your title, your description, your tags, all that stuff, what the click-through rate is. If the click-through rate is high, if it starts getting higher, if your existing subscribers are clicking your thumbnail more than normal, and if they're watching your video for longer than normal, this is a good video. YouTube is going to think, okay, this is good. Let's try it on some more people, right? That's what they're trying to get. But if your video starts getting traffic from they don't know where, right? It's getting views because you sent people links to click to view your video. It's like that doesn't even count. And not only that, but those people may not be your ideal audience. They may be friends and family, and you may want them to support you, and they may want to support you. But the reality is the chances of them being as passionate about whatever your video is about as you are is pretty remote. It's pretty remote. Maybe there's 1 in 100 that would actually really like to see your content. Myself, for instance, my videos, I have over 40,000 subscribers now. And as far as I know, nobody I know interacts or watches any of them, right? So, I mean, if they do, they haven't told me. So, yeah, so just, it's not, I don't do that. I don't try to, and so, yeah, so if we follow this through, if you do get clicks from the people you've asked to click, that's just going to result in a lower click-through rate, probably a lower average view duration. They may click on your video to try to help you out, and then they'll leave right away. Well, that's not going to help. If they only watch 5 seconds of a 10-minute video, it's going to hurt your analytics, and therefore YouTube may not give you as many impressions as they would otherwise have done. Okay, so yeah, but anyways, what I wanted to say is people were getting almost offended by this. They were saying, yeah, my family, damn them, they don't support me ever, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're thinking about this all wrong. Don't take offense to it. Like, first of all, you shouldn't have sent them the links, okay? But you did that, okay, let's just let it go through, whatever. Don't do it again. Because you don't want to get in that. Your channel will grow if people who want to see your content watch your content. It's not going to grow by people who are clicking your links because you've asked them to. That, first of all, that's way too much pressure to put on other people, right? Everybody's busy these days. They've all got lives. They want to watch what they want to watch. Sure, they may want to support you, but the best way to support you is just to let you do your thing, right? So anyway, there you go. There you go. I hope that helps. Let me get back to the questions here. And yeah, I'm just going to I'm going to start scrolling through a little bit quicker because, yeah, I don't, what are we? We're coming up on 1 hour. I want to get to as many of these questions as possible. Question from Briar Moonfrog. Hi, Rob. I'm in my 60s, just getting started and curious what you think the biggest mistake newbies make when launching their channel. Thanks and extra thanks for being such a good egg helping. No problem. I'm having fun with this. So the biggest mistake newbies make when launching is probably what I just said. They try to get other people to click to try to speed up the growth process when that's actually probably hurts your channel more than anything. So there's that. Another big mistake would be spending too much time trying to get everything just perfect before they actually start. So my advice there is just start. Just use your phone, turn on your phone, set it up on a tripod, have something to say, and look at your phone and make a video. Upload it, right? It might suck. Your first one will suck. Always. Maybe not always, but you know what I mean? Like, don't worry about that, because once you've uploaded that video, now you're working on the second one. Don't spend too much time worrying about that first video. Oh, I could have done that better, could have done this better. I mean, that's fine. That's fine, and it's good to look at it and try to figure out where you could have, improved. But then forget that video and then try to make those improvements on your next video. Yeah, people do. And another mistake, people tend to think, you know what, I've uploaded 20 videos and I'm not getting the views. And they may not be uploading anymore. And that's part of the problem there. You have to stay consistent. You have to keep going. Growth is slow in the beginning. And actually, that's the one thing I'll show you, my stats tracker, and I'll show you how slow it can be. Yeah, I think I got 6 subscribers in my first month. No, 3. I started with 3 family members, and then I got 3 more in my first month. 9 videos, only 3 subscribers. Okay, and then I gave it up for 8 months, which was a big mistake. The channel kept growing, believe it or not, but yeah, post consistently. Another big mistake, one more and then I'll move on, is people tend to, not everybody, but there's a lot of cases where people are making videos and their focus is on making something, like making videos about things they are interested in, okay? And that's sort of fine, but it's almost looking at it the wrong way. If you want to grow a channel, if you want your channel to grow, you need to make content that other people want to see, not content that you want to make. Okay, there's a difference. Don't just make a show and tell video. This is my stuff. This is what I do. This is my hobby. This is what I do over here. Here's my truck. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. This is me on vacation. This is what we're seeing on vacation. I mean, sometimes that's okay if people are interested in going on vacation there. But if you can flip that script and make videos that help other people and with other people in mind, like, so I mentioned this is my truck. Instead of just showing your truck, make a video saying, you know, if you're interested in buying a Chevy truck, I've got 3 tips for you. This is what you want to look out for. Now, here's my truck, and here's something I ran into that you might want to keep in mind. You know, this is how you handle this. And I'm not getting specific at all. I know I don't have a truck, but you know what I mean? Like, flip it around and try to make that video about the viewer, and you're solving a problem for the viewer. And then you can think of, okay, well, this might be something viewers might actually want to watch, because people aren't watching, for the most part, people aren't watching videos to learn what you're doing in your time. Okay? They're watching videos to try to, whether they're trying to learn something or they want to see what a certain place looks like because they want to travel there, right? People are generally looking at videos for their own purposes, not to satisfy the creator. Okay? So knowing that, if you can kind of make videos, like identify your audience, like who's going to be watching your videos, identify them, like kind of write it down, like who are they? Like, so for me, my audience is typically people ages 40 to 90, you know, older than perhaps most people on making videos, 40 to 90, people over 40 who want to get into YouTube, who want to get into YouTube either as a hobby or to start making money from it. So generally, that's my audience. I think 70-ish% of my, or no, 65% of my audience is male, 35% female, okay? Starting to build basically an avatar of who they are. A lot of my audience isn't that tech savvy. They want to go right back to the beginning. They need help from the very beginning. Okay, I can help with that. So once you know your audience, then you can make content for your audience. Okay, so anyways, I hope that helps. Okay, let's go. Looking for more questions. Oh, this is Connie. Hello, Connie. How you doing? But I noticed you haven't started your channel yet. I don't know if I have a lot of room to have multiple monitors. Unfortunately, I have my phone and MacBook. You know what? That's fine, because if you've got a MacBook, I'm assuming your phone is an iPhone, just because you have a MacBook. I could be wrong, but let's assume it is. If it is an iPhone, then with Ecamm Live, actually probably with anything, but I use Ecamm Live. Again, it's Mac-based, and I love it. But I am able, so this is my iPhone, okay? And I'm using this camera here, and if I press a button over here, I can change my scene so that I'm looking through my iPhone, okay? So here, I can move this up like this. All right, so I'm using my iPhone. I'm using my iPhone as a camera, wirelessly. Okay, it's wireless. It can wirelessly connect to your MacBook, and you can use. This is weird. I want to look here, but so I'll press this again. So yeah, you can wirelessly connect your phone to your MacBook. So therefore, yeah, that's the camera you can use. And why did I even say that? That doesn't solve your 2-monitor issue. Let me just show you this. My second monitor here, this thing, is super small. I think this is 18 inches diagonal. And it's just like, can you see the stand there? I don't know if you can. If I come over here, it's just a little kickstand, a little flat monitor. And anyways, it plugs in to my MacBook. And it's a portable monitor, and that's your second monitor. That's all you need. It doesn't take up much space. So that might be an option. And I think that was, I want to say it was like $150, something like that, Canadian. So it would be less in US, depending on where you are. But yeah, that's an option. I got it for travel. If I ever travel, I can take this monitor with me. I wouldn't take my big one, but I can take this, and I can still live stream. Oh, I missed this. I just see that you say you're using a Pixel 8 phone as well. So yeah, I don't know that that can wirelessly connect to your Mac. I'm not sure. All right, looking for another question. Question from Auntie Climactic. Hello from the Bay Area. The Bay Area. St. Margaret's Bay? That's right here. I'm assuming you might mean San Francisco Bay. Thoughts on the pros and cons of looking at other creators in your niche when launching your channel? Pro, I don't see a con in that at all. Absolutely, do your research. If there's somebody else making videos for the audience you also want to make videos for, then absolutely see what videos they're making and use that as research. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Again, like I mentioned, like I look at other creators all the time that are doing the same thing that I am, and get video ideas off of one another. It happens all the time. It's literally probably not literally, but pretty much impossible to come up with a brand new idea that's never been done before in terms of a video, right? The only thing what is going to make your video different than anything that's been made before is your spin on it. And if you put yourself in your videos, that will make it different as well. So don't worry too much about making a video covering the same thing that somebody else already covered. Just give it your own little spin. Like, do it your way. Don't try to act like somebody else. Just be yourself. So yeah, that's definite pro. Here's a question from David. What made you choose to use Ecamm for your streaming method rather than physical switcher method, like an RCV or ATEM, for example? So I do have an ATEM. I've got an ATEM, but I only have one camera hooked up to it right now. That's this one. Sometimes I hook this camera up to it as well, but not today. So that is then connected to my MacBook, or a dock connected to my MacBook. But that's separate. So I use that and Ecamm. Okay, you still need software to do your streaming, whether it's software on your computer or browser-based like StreamYard or Restream or something like that. Now, you probably don't need that. I mean, you could probably just live stream directly from YouTube. I've never done that. OBS is another thing you can use. It's free and it's available for Mac or PC. That's another way to stream. I love, so when I started, if you want to go back into my catalog of live streams, I think this one is, what is it? This is number 78. This is my 78th live stream. And I've done one every week for the last year and a bunch before that. But when I started, I used StreamYard. It was the first one I used. Now, the reason I switched away from that is I was getting some feedback that the picture wasn't as good as it otherwise could be if I was just using OBS. And that was, actually, I was talking to my son about that. He streams gaming stuff, usually through Twitch, but lately through YouTube now. And so he's been doing that for years. And he uses OBS, I believe, or maybe Streamlabs OBS, and where you can stream at 1080p at a higher bit rate and all this stuff. And my picture just wasn't looking that great. Now, I don't know if it was the fault of StreamYard or not. I'm not sure. But I took a look at Ecamm and I loved it. I loved the way it looks. Everything is easy to set up. You can set up your scenes. You can then map them to a Stream Deck, so you can press buttons on a Stream Deck rather than using your mouse and trying to click the right button, much smaller, or icon or whatever. And I like the fact that Ecamm allows me to put up your chats like this. Okay, I can click it right in Ecamm and display it on the screen. That's a Ecamm function. You can also do that in StreamYard. Anyways, yeah, no, I've tried them both and I like this one better. Is what it comes down to. All right, looking for more questions. I know I'm running a bit behind. It's all good. Gotcha. Need to be yourself. Be you. Live stream consultants in the house. Awesome. Yeah, you're the right person to talk about this. The best 3 streaming software right now is OBS, Ecamm, and EVMux. I've not used that one. I actually had vMix at one point when I had my PC. A couple of years ago, I tried that, but didn't get too far with it. Okay, let's get back to these questions here. Oh, that's a good point. Long intros don't really work anymore either. No, they don't. And I've noticed that, and I've tried that. Like when I first started on YouTube, I thought it was important. You know, you got to have a nice intro, nice music, and some graphics flying around, and maybe my logo forming, and all this stuff, right? Maybe some B-roll of me, I don't know, doing whatever. Put a lot of thought into that. That's going to be hard to make. I wonder if I should hire somebody to make that. And then I just step back a bit and just think about my own browsing or my own viewing habits in YouTube. And if there's a long intro, and if I've watched this person's videos before, and I know he's got like a 20-second intro, I'm going to jump ahead. I don't want to watch that. So, yeah, I think an intro shouldn't be a flashy long thing. It should more. When I think intro, I'm more thinking it's speaking, and this is what my video is going to be about. Boom, let's get into it, and get into it, right? Don't if you have a logo that you want to show, just boom, there it is, 2 seconds, gone. Let's go. Because remember that first 15 seconds, if you haven't told the people what your video is going to be about, and you haven't piqued their interest so that they want to stick around to see more, right? And maybe even put in a hook there, like a teaser or something. So often what I've been doing lately, like when I do a walk and talk video out on the trail, I'll film myself. I won't even be thinking about the intro, but I'll film myself on my phone. And then when I get back into the office, I'll start thinking of, okay, let's think intro. Let's pick some nice music, go to Epidemic Sound. I'll have a link for you next week. I'll pick some music that I want to use, and then let's build an intro using content that's deeper into my video. Okay, I've already edited the main part of the video. Now let's go 3 or 4 or 5 minutes into the video where perhaps I'm speaking a little bit more passionately, or maybe I say something that, or I start to say something and I can cut it off, like, you know, just a teaser, right? Just a teaser. This is what you're about to see. And I'll take maybe 3 or 4 little snips like that, put them at the very beginning in the first 10, 15 seconds, and it happened fairly quickly, not giving away what I'm going to be talking about, but just a sneak peek, okay, with some music playing, right? And then what I've been doing is I've been going to a black screen. Actually, I'll show you that. A black screen with a little quote, and then the video starts. Hi, my name is Rob. Actually, the last video I made, I think I forgot to introduce myself, but anyways, that's another thing. So yeah, I try to get all that done, and you know, the intro's done. Hopefully I've hooked the person in. By 15 seconds, I want the video to be starting. Okay, so yeah, long intros don't work. You don't want to lose people in the first little bit. How are we doing for time? Lingua Explorer, losing your train of thought is just an everyday occurrence at this age. 100%. 100%. I don't even know what I had for breakfast. Memory's going, but that's okay. Hey, it's all part of aging. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. It's all part of it. All right, just scrolling, looking for more questions. Sorry, I kind of fell behind a little bit, but I always do. Okay, I'm up to the, I'm looking for the 3 Qs is what I'm looking for. Okay, I think I might have addressed this, but from Briar, just getting started here in the North Carolina mountains. I assume that's NC, North Carolina mountains. and would like your opinion of the biggest mistake to avoid when starting one's channel. Thanks. So, yeah, I mean, the biggest mistake, I don't know. I'm kind of having losing my train of thought here again. I think I've already kind of covered that here, but you want to be consistent. Don't try to be too perfect. Just your first video is not going to be good, so don't spend too much time on it. It's practice for you. Your first several videos are practice for you, because your first videos aren't going to be the ones that are going to really grow your channel. Your growth is going to come later. So don't worry too much about. You just want to get content up there and just start posting content. And yeah, worrying too much about how fast you're growing, I guess, would be a mistake early on, because it will come. You have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy making videos in order to grow and be successful at this. I can't imagine the amount of work that goes into this, and I don't think of it as work because I enjoy it. But if you don't enjoy it, then it's going to be work, and there's going to be a lot of it if you want to grow. And so if it's work to you and, it's a struggle to find the time to do it, and it's like, oh, geez, I got to make another video because I haven't made one in a week. And, as soon as it starts to become a chore, that's when you're not going to be putting your all into it, and it's just not going to work out. So you really do have to enjoy everything about it. Don't pay any attention to look at them, but don't worry too much about your stats, your analytics in the beginning, because they're going to start off real slow. Unless you get lucky and get a viral video right off the bat, which is exceedingly rare. It's like winning the lottery with far fewer benefits, but you know what I mean? It just doesn't happen that much. You have to start getting going. And the more you post and make videos, the better, presumably, you're getting at making videos, so that those newer videos are going to be more and more, I guess, responsible for bringing in more people. So, yeah, that's what I would suggest. Okay. Oh, this is a good question from Brendo Makes Music. After you publish a video, does it usually take a day or two before views begin to build steam and grow? There's really no right answer to that. What I typically notice when at the point I'm at now, when I post a video, I usually get the views per hour starts off pretty good, usually over 200, sometimes over 500 if it's a really good title and thumbnail and people are watching and clicking. But yeah, it starts off going up like this. And now this is backwards for you guys. I guess I can do it this way. Starts off on a steep curve, but then it starts leveling off and eventually flatlines. And when I say flatline, doesn't mean you're getting no views, but very few in most cases. Sometimes it'll start off like this and then go back up even farther. If YouTube is getting really good signals from your subscribers who they send impressions to first, if they're getting good signals back from them that they're clicking more than usual and watching more of it than usual, then they'll send it out to more and more. So you could get a secondary bump. And then, yeah, so, but for the most part, most videos, and I can share this with you. If I go here and go, where am I going? To analytics. No, let's go to content. So here's a video. I posted this yesterday, so this is very recent. And it's not done as well as most of mine do off the start. And I didn't think it would. I just feel like lighting tips, a lot of people have asked me for it, but it's probably not something everybody is interested in, especially if you're going to be making videos outside. So if you look at this graph, the blue line is where my video is at. So it has had 1,300 views. That's pretty good. But my average after a day is typical 2.9 to 4.6 thousand views. Okay, so it's well below that. Yeah, but if you look at this over here, the last 48 hours graph, let me pull that up. So that video, it's had in the last 60 minutes, 10 views. Okay, 1 view every 6 minutes or so. And this is the hour. Each one of these is an hour. So you can see when I first put it out, it got 222 views in the first hour yesterday. The next hour, 120 views, right? So starting to level off, still getting a good number of views, but now we're down here, 15 views an hour, 30 views an hour, 20. So not one of my better ones, but again, you don't need to hit a home run with all your videos. Sometimes there are holes in my videos. Like I'm making videos helping people with YouTube, and there may be something that I haven't made a video on yet that I probably should. Maybe not a lot of people are asking for it, and maybe not a lot of people would be interested in it, but I should have it on my channel. Okay, so this might be one of those, right? I'm glad I have a lighting tips video on my channel now, because I can, if people ask me, I can actually copy the link and send it to them. And tell them, check it out here. I made a video on this, right? So it's good to have that. It's building the catalog. But the reality is some videos are going to flatline and not do very well over time. If I come back here and let's go to another one. So this is another one. Also didn't do great. My second last one. See, it's below. But so in the last day, so I was at 2214. And then 23, so it's got over 100 views in the last day. That's good. It's not phenomenal. But then we go back, let's go this one here. So 3,900 views. So this one here actually was pretty good. We look at that one. So, okay, so here's an example of one that did better than average off the start. But see, they all tend to flatline like that over time. Not all. Let me show you one that has not. So if I come back here, there's one in January that's done. It's become my second best video. Actually, this one here, 245,000 views already. If we click on that, so this one, it just went crazy and then started to flatten out. But then, so it's been up there for a month and a half. And then for the last, month or so, it's been doing really well. And now it's starting to flatten out a little bit more, right? So that's another example of how it could go. Now let me show you an Evergreen video that I did in September. Where is it? Oh, it's the next page. You can see this, yep. Where is that? Oh, I can't find it. Okay, so another way to find it, if I go to my analytics, my current, there it is here, how to create a YouTube channel in 2025, September 30th. So if I click on that one, so look at this one. You can't really see the beginning here because it was so long ago. This is 168 days ago, but it was pretty normal for quite a while. But then after, look, a month and a half later, it started to hook upwards, and it's been going crazy ever since. I mean, not crazy, but crazy enough. 2,300 views in the last 2 days, okay? 137,000 views so far. So this one I call an evergreen video, okay? Started off normal, and then after time, it started to pick up speed. And it's picking up speed because people are searching for it, okay? And we know that by over here, we can see YouTube search, 43% of the viewers who are watching this are coming in through search, all right? If I want to click to see more, no, that's not what I want to do. Let's go to audience. So we can see here, this blue line is new viewers. Okay, every day there's more new viewers than returning viewers. So that's a good sign. Let's see, here we are, 60% male, 40% female, 47% are coming from the United States. I mean, there's all kinds of, what was I looking for? That wasn't engagement. No, reach. Okay, here we go. So YouTube search, 36% is coming from YouTube search. So now somewhere, here we go, search terms. How to create a YouTube channel, 12.9% is coming from that term. How to start a YouTube channel, how to make a YouTube channel, how to create YouTube channel, create YouTube channel. So these are all terms that my video is showing up on. How to create a YouTube channel. Let's just go to Google or YouTube and search for it. How to create a YouTube channel. So there it is right there, number 3. Now, I'm logged in as me, so that I don't think that matters too much. Actually, if I go bring up an incognito window and go to YouTube, so not logged in, how to create a YouTube channel. Okay, I didn't. Okay, well, I still showed up there. So that was what, like the fourth one, fifth one? Okay, so that's why it's getting lots of views. But I mean, this one has 2.4 million views, 5.5 million. And that's a sponsored ad. So anyway, yeah, so if you can make videos targeting search keywords and get ranking well for those, you may get yourself an evergreen video. And that's what happened there. So anyways, I think I probably spent enough time on that. But yeah, there is no usual in terms of a day or two before things really begin to build steam. It can take a day or two. It can happen in the first day. It can happen a month later, right? There's really there's no set way. And let me just acknowledge Todd again. Thank you very much, Todd, for the super chat. And Todd, thanks again, Todd. Appreciate that. Your question, do you use channel tags? If so, what tags? Thanks. So actually, let me scroll down here and throw that question up here. So yes, I do use tags, and they're different every time. So all I do is, I'm going to go back. I want to share this with you. I'm going to show, so my last video, the lighting tips video, let me share this with you. This is my chat GPT question or conversation I had. So I said, I'm turning my attention to my next video from my main channel, and I want it to be about lighting and how to properly light yourself when making videos. I get a lot of compliments on the look of my videos, so I want to show people how I do it. And then ChatGPT says, that sounds like a great video idea. Since people already admire the look of your videos, showing them exactly how you blah, blah, blah. Here are a few angles you could take. The best lighting setup for YouTube. How to get pro lighting on a budget. That's what I went with. Lighting mistakes that, the one lighting trick that instantly makes you look better. Anyways, is giving me ideas. So then I said, I like the idea of lighting on a budget, and I can explain that you don't need to spend a lot to get good lighting. I don't know if I actually ended up talking exactly like that in the video, but anyway. But I mainly wanted to talk about the way I do my lighting and how I have several sets in my office that I use, and the way I have lights arranged is good for all sets. The two main sets are me in a leather chair, me at my desk doing live streams. Can you list some talking points? So then, yeah, and I did not necessarily go with these. Actually, I've already thrown away my sheet, but introduction, the basics of good lighting. So it gives me a thing to go by, leather chair setup. I didn't necessarily follow this. Anyways, it gave me a whole bunch of suggestions there. And then I said, what are the two kinds of lights called? One is yellow and one is more pure white. I believe one is called tungsten. So that'll show you my ignorance right there. It's tungsten is what I found. So anything I have a question about, I ask ChatGPT. So I don't even think I mentioned the word tungsten in my video, but I talked about yellow light versus cool white light, right? And the fact that you want them kind of matching up. But this is me doing research, right? So it told me what the difference was, tungsten and daylight. Okay, gave me the difference. And then I said, and I typically just ignore the questions when they ask me a follow-up question afterwards. But then I said, I want to settle on a title for this lighting video. I think I want lighting tips on the thumbnail. And the thumbnail will have two side-by-side images of me, one poorly lit and one lit properly. For the title, I was thinking professional lighting on a budget, but was wondering if it should be something I didn't word that right, but after that mentions that I show them my office or some blah, blah, blah. Anyway, here are some title ideas. So it gave me 10 ideas. And I ended up going with this number, the second one, professional lighting on a budget, see my office setup. It was something like that. And then I said, okay, I'm going with pro lighting on a budget, see my two setups. Do you think lighting tips is still good for the thumbnail? Yes, lighting tips is still a great choice for the thumbnail. It's short, clear, and immediately tells viewers what they'll get from the video. Then I said, please provide one sentence. Okay, so here I'm now Todd. I'm talking to you and I'm answering your question. So I had that whole conversation. I then went ahead and shot the video, edited the video, and now I'm uploading the video. Excuse me. So while I'm uploading the video, I have this conversation with ChatGPT. Please provide a one-sentence description and list of tags. I did it in one shot this time. Here's the description. Want professional-looking lighting, blah, 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 blah. There it is. I copy it, and then I paste it. Tags, lighting for YouTube, YouTube lighting setup, budget lighting setup, blah, blah, blah. I copied, pasted. Okay, so now if we come back here to my YouTube studio, and we'll go into content, and we'll come into this video that we're talking about. So that question, I can't see it now because I hit it. There we go. Sorry, the description, want professional looking lighting without spending a fortune in this video, blah, blah, blah. Here it is. Want professional looking lighting in this video, blah. I just copied and pasted it. Okay, right on the top. Everything below that I have set up as my default description. Okay, all of this. So that's the same all the time. I just paste that in the beginning. And then for the tags, I will copy all this. And I'll scroll down a little further. Here's where you put the thumbnail. Down a little further, further, tags. Okay, well, here I can copy all these ones, but basically you put your cursor in here and then Control V or Command V on a Mac to paste. And I paste them all in there. Sometimes I end up with more than 500 characters in the keywords that ChatGPT gives me, so I'll just go through them and I'll delete one or two. Okay, that's all the thought I put into to descriptions and tags now. Again, because I don't think they're as important anymore. Probably more important in the beginning when you're still trying to figure out who your audience is and YouTube is trying to figure that out for you. Probably more important then as it is now for me. So yeah, there you go. That's how I do that. So if I go back up, I had some questions that I don't think. If I miss your question, I apologize. Oh, okay, I'm back. I found where I was. Sup midlife. I did mention tungsten in the video. Okay, did I? I couldn't remember if I used that word or not. The Swedish car guy. You know what? I'm going to start going here. That's probably the best thing to do. No problem, Todd. No problem. Thank you, too. Okay, this is interesting. Sup midlife. The only problem with ChatGPT is it will always say your idea is good. So don't always trust its opinions, but it is great for ideas and formats for videos. Just be warned, it will always say it's good. I get that impression too. But I have had it say, like, if it gives me an idea, I don't necessarily just take it and run. I'll say something like, do you really think this is good? Is there something else that might be better for click-through rate? Something like that. If you ask an open-ended question like that, then it'll give you some other suggestions, some other alternatives. So it's usually a lot of back and forth with me and ChatGPT. Do I make my thumbnails before I shoot my videos? No, I do not. I know that is often recommended, but I don't do that. Quite often I will have an idea as to what my thumbnail is going to be, especially if it's going to be a tutorial style video. But if I'm going to be making a video outside where I'm walking and talking, or even sitting here in my chair, then I know that I may have an idea for the text on the title. Excuse me. But no, I take the base of most of my thumbnails is taken as a screenshot from the video after I've edited it. Okay, so what I do is while my video is uploading, and so my last video on yesterday, wow, that was only yesterday. I was late with that video. That may be partly why that video is not doing that great either. I usually like to upload at 8 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. my time, but I was 5 hours late yesterday because it was a little more challenging to edit. And anyways, for whatever reason, that might be the reason that it's not doing as well as most of my videos do. So there's that. And yeah, so while it was uploading, it needed an hour and 10 minutes to upload. That's plenty of time for me to make a thumbnail and enter my tags and description, right? Set up my end cards, all that stuff. Just have everything ready, and I open up Canva and I will launch the video, right? Like I'll open up the video and I'll start scrubbing through it, looking for a good thumbnail base. Okay, when I find it, I take a screenshot, I put it into Canva, and there we go. And I make that, and I'll usually have it uploaded before my video. I'll usually have the thumbnail created, downloaded, uploaded into YouTube Studio before my video even finishes uploading. So that's the way I do that. Yeah, Evergreen is good. Evergreen is awesome. If you could have a ton of Evergreen videos, I mean, that's the closest thing to passive income, right? That you can get, because yeah, Evergreen is just stuff that people are always searching for. Now, there may come a time where YouTube changes the way you set up a YouTube channel, right? And then that video of mine, I might have to redo that if the steps change or whatever, right? And then I'll hope to get that one on to be an Evergreen video and to take over from the one that will be no longer applying. But yeah, no, Evergreen content is great. I find the videos that tend to turn into Evergreen down the line don't typically start off great. Okay, but that's okay. You're not focused on a trendy title that is performing well with other creators in your space, or a trending topic that people are talking about that is performing well. That's not Evergreen, because those things come and go all the time. Evergreen is something that people could be searching for months or years even. So yeah, so that in that respect, they may not get the initial clicks as often as a trendy video would, but they would show up more in search. Okay. Alrighty. How are we doing for time? We're past the 90-minute mark, as we always are. What mic do I recommend for a beginner? I record my videos with an earphone mic, Sony H3. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it too much. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Sony H3. So mic depends on where you want to make your videos. If you want to make them outside, I recommend the DJI mic. I know it's not cheap. It's this one here. This one is cheaper than the current one. This is DJI mic, not the DJI mic 2 and not the DJI mic mini. The mini is even cheaper, but I think sounds just as good. I bought the mini for my son actually, and he uses that indoors, but could also use it outside. So yeah, this one comes with 2 mics and a receiver. It's wireless. I just clip it here. I plug the other end into my phone. I love it, and it sounds great, I think. And when you throw one of these on the end of the microphone, that stops the wind from getting in there, and the audio would be much better. So that's what I like for outside. For inside, I use a knockoff. Well, it's not really a knockoff. It's the Synco mic D2 is what I use. It's a shotgun mic. You can see it up here, this guy right here. And yeah, I've got it on an isolator, and then that wire goes all the way up there and then plugs in right there. Okay, that's the mic I use. And then when I make a video over in my chair, I take that mic off and then I plug it in right there, right here, and then use that camera. So this mic is well traveled. I'm always moving it back and forth between the two spots. And oh, what I should have showed you is when you use a mic like that, you do need to use an audio interface, and that's what this red thing is here. It's my spare glasses. It's the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, and this is actually a Y splitter. So further on down the line, that splits into two, so I have both wires plugged into it at all times. Okay, so that way I don't have to mess around with the wires as much. I recommend that. I love the shotgun mic. There are different types of mics. The reason I like shotgun is I find that it gives, so this room isn't perfect for audio. Like I should probably have a lower ceiling with maybe sound panels. It's a long room, like it's 14 feet long. I guess that's not too long, but if it was a smaller room with more panels behind me, then maybe it would be a better soundproof room. But since it's not a perfect room, this mic is good because it only picks up basically here. Like if I'm over here, you can't hear me as well as you can when I'm here. Or if I'm beside it, you can't hear me as well as you can when I'm right here. So it's good at not picking up any echo that might be in the room, maybe coming from, bouncing off walls and coming back this way, or bouncing off my monitor and coming up here, right? It doesn't pick that up as much. So now always, the closer you can get to a mic, the better. That's why you often see people in podcasts with a mic like right in front of them. I just personally don't love that look. I like the mic out of the way. So it could be better if I had the mic right up to my mouth like this. And in some of my older videos, I did do that with a desk mounted arm. But yeah, so that's what I recommend. That's what I like. Okay. What am I using for live stream? So Ecamm Live is my software, and it's connected to my YouTube account. And yeah, I also use the Stream Deck to change my scenes from my iPhone over there to my monitor that I'm sharing sometimes, and then back to the main camera. So I love Ecamm Live. PC all the way for you. That's all right. That's okay. Nothing wrong with PCs. Should you upload multiple videos before launching your channel? I wouldn't. I would just go one at a time, space them out. Again, don't think of your first set of videos as being what's going to grow your channel. The growth will come later. I would work on one video at a time. When it's ready, upload it. If you can upload, once a week, that's fantastic. If you can do more, twice a week, 3 times a week, great. It's really up to you. Some people upload every day, right? Depending on what your content is, that might be overkill. People may not want to hear from you every day, so I want to keep that in mind. But yeah, it's I wouldn't store up a whole bunch of videos and then upload a whole bunch at once. I would go one at a time and space them out every couple of days anyways, maybe once a week. If you have several, then maybe every 2 to 3 days, upload another one until you've got them all done, and then work on your next one. That's what I would do. DaVinci Resolve. I like DaVinci Resolve. There's a lot to it, a lot more to it than I know how to do. The coloring to me is... Actually, I was starting to get the coloring a little bit, but what is that? Fusion. No. To me, that's just... It's out there. It's like a completely different language. And it's because I got into, I do my animating in Camtasia, and I know it's super simple, and I know you can do a lot more with DaVinci, but Camtasia does just what I need, and it's so easy to do it. And it's just DaVinci, the Fusion tab, to me, is just daunting, and, I've used DaVinci Resolve a lot for client work if I'm editing other people's videos, which I don't do much anymore, but back when I was freelancing more, I did a lot of that, and I used DaVinci Resolve for that. So I do like the program. You can do a lot with it, but there's a lot of it that I don't know how to do. That's a good point. Post as often as you have good content. Very good. I'm just kind of jumping around here with the questions. Oh, Claudio says, where is your audience principally based? Can you make a breakdown? Perhaps you showed that once, but I do not remember. I think I actually just showed it, but let's go back here. Mainly the US is mainly where my audience is. Where am I going here? Let's get out of here. Go to dashboard. No, let's go to analytics. And then we go to audience. Excuse me. And we come down here. What am I? So in here we go. Top geographies. 54% are from the United States. Now this is in the last 28 days. Okay, let's change this to last 90 days. See if it changes. 52%. Okay, United States. 7.8% Canada. That's where I am. 7.2% UK, and then Australia, India. And if you want to see an even more of a breakdown, you click see more, and then you can see it in time too, right? So yeah, so and then if you can check the ones you want to see. So let's say you want to compare Canada, the UK, Australia, India, Philippines, and so on. You can make this graph as busy as you want. Add the US in there. That's quite a bit more in the US. So yeah, that's the breakdown of mine. And you can see the breakdown by age. So gender, 66% are male, 2/3 and 1/3 female. 45 to 54 years old is the largest, I guess, age category. And then followed by 55 to 64. And then 35 to 44. That's interesting. Not too many 13 to 17-year-olds watching me. 10% or actually 11% are over 65. That's cool. What else we got here? So yeah, that's cool. Subscriber bell notification. Subscribers who turned on all notifications for my channel, 11.7%. Subscribers who turned on all notifications for your channel and enabled YouTube notifications, 6.5%. So that's interesting. You have total control over all of that. When your viewers are on YouTube, so generally between, maybe 9 a.m. or so up until 7, 8 p.m. That's my time. Okay. And then what your audience watches shows other content creators that my audience watches. Channels my audience watches here, videos growing your audience. Okay, anyway, lots of cool information in the analytics. And I'm going to make a video on analytics. I'll get into more of that at some point because that seems to be something that a lot of people are interested in. So, alrighty, so What was that? My daughter's upstairs. I heard a bang. Actually, I thought I'd bring, I asked her, I think I'm going to make a video with my daughter. What do you guys think of that? I thought I'd make a video with me and her. Her name's Callie, and we would have a chat about things like social media, watching videos, making videos, and the differences between a 56-year-old and a 22-year-old, right? I think that'd be cool. What do you guys think? Get a different perspective on things. And that would be an example of me trying something new, okay? Because I know for the most part, the people watching me aren't necessarily watching 22-year-olds, right? And actually, you had a question here. Live Stream Consultants, does she create content on YouTube also? No, she doesn't. So maybe that doesn't make a ton of sense. So anyway, that video would probably be less about making videos. She's made a lot of videos on Instagram and stuff like that. But then also there's my son, my 26-year-old son. He's a software developer and he does live stream on Twitch and YouTube. And I mean, he's my tech guy. Like if I have tech questions, he's the guy because he's a software developer. So I'd like to have him on some point too. He's often here actually as a moderator, Liam. So there you go. That might be something to something different, just to see what you guys think. All right, let's see if I have any other questions I haven't answered yet. Oh, here's a question from Holly. Where do we get notified for a member next week? I signed up this week. Welcome, Holly. I think what you're asking is, when will you be notified for a members only live stream? Yes, I will notify you. Where? I'm not exactly sure. So it would be through YouTube. You would get a notification. I'd probably also announce it. I will for sure announce it in my community posts, okay? And then you should see those. I can also post for members only in there as well, right? So I would post that, and you should, as a member, you should receive that, or at least see that. I have to figure that out. I have to figure out how, because I don't know. I don't know how you would get notified, but I know you would. So, well, let me just say, if you're here, I'm just going to say this right now. I'm going to do this next Wednesday. Okay, we're going to have a members only live stream next Wednesday. All right. I hope I don't have anything else planned for that day, but I think that's fine. So that gives me time to then announce that again next Tuesday. All right, when we're in our regular live stream, that the very next day I'll do a members only one. Okay. How does that sound? Does that sound good? And I'll do it at the same time. We'll start with the same time, and if most members, once they come in, if the feedback I get is that they would prefer a different time, then we can look at doing a different time. But I think for the most part, the same time probably works the best, because if you've joined as a member, you probably are used to this time anyways, I guess, on a different day though. So hopefully that's okay. Okay, 3,000 hours. That's what I thought. That's for the intermediate level of monetization. All right. Hello, Linda. How you doing? Good to see you here. Susanna from Newfoundland. Hello, Susanna. Keith from Massachusetts. Hello, Keith. You thought I was a part of the Maritime Academy or Maritime Services? No, I'm not. I'm just a maritimer. I do love to be on the water. I love to sail. I love boating, all that stuff. I used to teach sailing when I was younger. I used to teach kids how to sail. And I used to race. I used to race lasers. Actually, if anybody knows what a laser is, a laser sailboat, I used to race those. I'd like to get another laser, actually, but I'm getting a little old for that, but not really. I don't bend like I used to. You have to bend pretty low to get underneath the boom when you're tacking and jiving and stuff. All right, just looking for other questions. Yeah, I'm not very good. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, I answered that one. I answered that one. Okay, so better late than never. I'm probably late clicking on your message too, Stony Creek Homestead. We have Germany here. We've got Scotland here. How often should you put a video out? I think I answered that, but yeah, as often, whenever your next video is ready. Ideally, I like to think once a week is kind of like an average, but I'm personally trying for 3 a week. Not sure. Yeah, I should be able to have one. I don't have one yet ready for tomorrow morning, but that's the plan. Plan is to have another one for tomorrow, and also one on Friday. One of which will be a walk and talk, and one is going to be a tutorial type. Okay, the tutorial type one, again, that would have more potential to be a evergreen type, so probably not going to get huge numbers out of the gate. My walk and talk videos tend to do better. And actually, I enjoy them. I enjoy, like, pick a topic and then just go outside and go for a walk and chat. Or if it's ugly outside, I just sit in this chair here and chat inside, but I prefer outside. You don't tell anybody you know about your online stuff. Yeah, that's. I think that's smart. I think that's smart. What is the benefit of hiding your channel? As I noticed it as an option next to deleting a channel. Are you referring to hiding a commenter from your channel as opposed to deleting? I think that's what you mean, because I don't know what you would mean by hiding your own channel. Excuse me. So if we're talking about comments, if you get a comment that you don't like and you don't want on your channel, you can either delete it or you can hide. Deleting the comment doesn't stop the commenter from commenting again. Okay, they can comment again. That's usually what I do. Is if there's an inappropriate comment or I'll delete it. Okay, hateful, mean, whatever. It's not helpful even. I'll delete it. But the other option is to hide, and what that does is it essentially deletes it from anybody seeing it, but the person who posted it doesn't think it's been deleted. Okay, so if you hide a comment, you're actually not just hiding the comment, you're hiding that commenter from posting anything that anybody else can see. So in other words, anything that commenter posted in the past or will post in the future, they will think that comment is there on your channel. They can see it when they're logged in as themselves, but nobody else will be able to see it. All of their comments are hidden from you, the creator, so from me on my channel, and they're also hidden from anybody else seeing them. Okay, so if I as a creator don't want this whatever person to ever comment on anything again on my channel, if they're mean, if they're whatever it is, I can hide them. And they don't know that they're hidden, so they may still be posting, but nobody will ever know. So I guess it's a less confrontational way to deal with them if you know you never want to hear from them again. But deleting a comment, if they're actively looking at the comments, like if they're trying to get a rise out of people and they're actively looking at the comments, looking for a response to their comment, if you delete their comment, they will know. So where's my comment? It's gone. I'll comment again. Right? So I've never really run into that, but if I ever did, if I delete a comment and then somebody commented again and say, you deleted my comment, blah, 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 and if they go on and they're still not helpful or still being hurtful or unhelpful to the audience, then I may block them or hide them. Sorry, not block, hide. So yeah, that's the difference. If that's what you were asking, I'm not even 100% sure that's what you were asking, but there's my answer. Okay, your channel will grow with like-minded people. That's I like the way you worded that. That's absolutely true. You've found posting times are important. When I post at the wrong time or the weekend, the videos tend to fail. I'm starting to learn that as well. I think it's different for everybody, and it depends on your content type. But yeah, if your audience is... I'm good. I just need another drink. My voice is drying up. Maybe I need to relax and stop yelling so much. But yeah, I noticed that too. But it might be because I've grown my audience because I've posted at a certain time. So perhaps I should keep posting at that certain time. Yeah, so if I then make a change like I did yesterday, I posted 5 hours later than I normally do. Instead of 9 a.m., it was 2 in the afternoon. And yeah, so that video did not, or has not yet, done as well as my other ones. How did you settle on YouTube growth as your niche without starting with subs? So I didn't. When I first started, I was not talking about YouTube growth. I knew I wanted to get into that. I was fascinated by YouTube. I wanted to eventually get to a point where I'm helping other people do what I was doing. And at the time, what I was doing was I was a freelancer working through Fiverr with, independent companies, clients, right? Like a whole bunch of mini jobs. In some cases, I was doing like over 100 jobs a month. And I was doing really well with that. And that started around the pandemic time. And I knew I wanted to basically migrate over to YouTube. Like I didn't want to be a freelancer my whole life. Like I didn't want to have to keep doing that forever and ever. Eventually, I liked the idea of let's move this to YouTube. I can teach people how to do things on YouTube, grow a business, turn that into a business, and perhaps that is something that could sustain me and become full-time income and maybe some passive income as a part of it. So that was always the plan. But when I started, I did not know exactly what my niche was going to be or what it was going to end up being. Okay, so and that's why I say it doesn't matter. You don't have to be super specific in the very beginning. Just start talking about something. So in my case, the something was talking to people about growing. What was it? I think my first video was, well, let's go back. Let's go here and let's go back to my channel. And if I go oldest, there you go. Okay, so my first two videos here were not really posted to YouTube. Like I did post those the same day, I believe. That's a minute long. That's a minute long. They were actually gig videos that I used inside Fiverr. These were my ads, basically, to try to get people to order video editing from me, adding subtitles and whatnot. So, but my first real video was this one here. Earned an income as an internet entrepreneur. Okay, so that had nothing to do with growing on YouTube. And it's a horrible video. But anyways, the only reason it has 1,000 views now is because I have 40,000 subscribers now and people have been interested and have gone back to see it. Okay, it's not, I did not have 1,000 views when it started 4 years ago. And then, so my first 9 videos were all in the same month. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I was making videos on Camtasia. So this one here was Fiverr seller success. Okay, a general video. And then I started getting into Camtasia stuff. That was the video editing program I was using at the time and still am. And helping people with tutorials. I just thought, okay, let's make tutorials. Try to get a system down so I can make these relatively quickly. And that's what I did for the longest time. But then I took breaks. So if I can show you. So for those who are still here, I know it's not everybody, some people have left, but I do have some free tools down below in the description below this video, this live stream. If you click those, you can download a free stats tracker that I have. You can download a success checklist, which is basically walks you through the way I make my videos. And also you can join Creators Cove if you'd like. And that's a group of, we're over 400 now, people over 40 trying to get into YouTube and asking questions, answering questions. And it's just a nice little supportive community. So those links are down below if you want to join those. But let me show you the stats tracker. And that'll give you an idea. And here it is here. So can you see all this? Yeah. So I made a video. I've shown this in one of my videos before, but basically so this is the stats tracker that you can download that you can download for free. Okay. It's empty. It doesn't have all my stats in it, but this is the way I track my progress with YouTube. And every line is a month. Okay, and I started in January 2021. I had 3 subscribers here before I started, and that, like I said, was my 2 kids and my nephew, I believe. And then in that first month, I posted 9 videos. And if we go back, here, let me close some of these. Didn't need all of these open. Here, yeah. So 9 videos, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think those were 4 years ago. Then this one says 3 years ago. So that one was a little bit later. So yeah, 9 videos. total was 254 views in all 9 videos. Okay, and watch time was 7 hours, and I got 3 new subscribers that month, so that brought the total up to 6. Okay, and then I went how many months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 months without posting anything. I was discouraged. A whole month, 9 videos, it's a lot of work. I got 3 subscribers. Frig this. And I just went on to something else. I was doing more freelancing. Then I posted 1 video here. But at the time, if you notice, like before that even, I noticed like, wow, 160 subscribers now. I didn't post anything else. I went from 6 to 160 in 8 months without posting anything new. So that shows you that you can still grow without adding new content, okay? Because it happened to me right there. And that's when I started to notice, like I'm tracking which are my best videos. And it was how to move captions up in Camtasia. That for every month, that was, so for each of those videos, right, I log in how many views it got every month, 44, 30, 70, then it started to pick up views in a month, right? All kinds of views. And how many new subscribers from it, how many watch hours from that one video. Okay, so I track all this just so that I can now, so then January 2022, a year later, I kind of started again. And this time I started doing live streams. So 1 video, 9 videos. Let's go. We're going now. 9 videos and 3 live streams. Okay, 309 watch hours that month. Remember, what is it? It's 300 and something. 4,000 divided by like 28-ish. No, that doesn't work. What am I doing? 4,000 watch hours is what you need in a year divided by 12 months. 333 watch hours is what you need to average per month, okay, to get monetized. Got to do that over the course of a year. So 333, that's a number that I always kept in mind. I got 309 that month, 367 the next month, going great. But then it started, that one dropped. That one was up again, June 2022. But then I stopped again. Stopped for a long time. My subscribers were up to 1,100. I wasn't monetized yet, 2,500 watch hours in the last 12 months. Yeah, it took a long break again. This kept growing, kept getting subscribers, but you know, the watch hours started to, the 12 months started to catch up to me. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to show you that stats tracker. If you're interested in that, that is what you can download. Hopefully that helped you. So yeah, to answer your question, Munil, I hope I said that right. How did I settle on YouTube growth? I just followed my audience. So there came a point in time where I was making Camtasia videos, and the people who were watching my videos were interested in YouTube as well. I wanted to make a video on YouTube, and then I started, and I made a video on how to, or why I thought people over 40 should get into YouTube. And that was last July, and that took off and went crazy, went viral. And at that point, I'm like, okay, YouTube videos, people are interested in this. Let's help people with this. I've been at this YouTube thing for 3 years at the time, 3.5. And I know enough now that I could probably talk about this. Not an expert, because I'm still growing myself. Right? Last year, this time, what was I at? 2024 in February. No, we're March now. By the end of March last year, I was at 2,901 subscriber. Okay, 2,900. So in a year, I went from that to 42,000. So the growth can happen quickly. It starts off super slow and then can happen quickly. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Let me just check the chat here. I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon because we're after 4 o'clock now. How soon is too soon to become an affiliate for different companies like Amazon to start generating revenue before becoming monetized? That's a good question. I am an Amazon affiliate, but I'm not. I don't make a lot through that. I signed up, I think before I was monetized, but I ended up having to sign up for it again because I think I went 6 months without a sale, and I think you need to earn so much in so much time, right, before you can before they'll allow you to continue being an Amazon affiliate. So whenever you think you're in a position where you can, promote certain products in your videos, you can sign up for an affiliate as an affiliate for Amazon or whoever else. Depends on what your videos are, but at any time, you can do that. Sophia, hello, Sophia from Portugal. What would you like to have done or talked about already on your channel but haven't done yet? That's a hard question. I don't know. I don't really think of I guess live stream. How to do a live stream. I'd like to talk about that. I'd like to make a video on that. I just have to figure out the best way to do it. A more in-depth video on YouTube analytics. I want to do that. I want to do more video edit, but that's probably for the courses that I'm thinking of. I want to make videos on how to get started with video editing with the popular editing programs. So like mini courses to get you started. Not just started, to be able to, like, from zero to now you can edit videos the way I do. So make a course to walk people through how to do that. That would be several videos and a mini course. So I want to do that. I just haven't found the time yet to actually get into that. And actually, one other thing I wanted to mention along that. Well, what would you like to have done or talked about already on your channel you haven't done yet? Yeah, no, I don't know if I answered that question, but yeah, live streaming is probably the biggest one that I haven't done yet, that I feel like I should have a video on that. It's just that I think it would be a long video and an in-depth video, so it's going to take me a while to make that. Yeah, but in terms of like motivational advice and things like that, I take my cues from my audience, like the viewers and the comment section. Like if somebody has a question or has a comment even, just like, here's my situation, how do I deal with that? I may not have the answer, but I'll make a video about it. So that's kind of the way I've been doing it. So I do have a list of a whole bunch of ideas, but I rarely have to go to that, if that makes sense. Here's a question that just came in from Anna. Hello, Anna. How you doing? How long does it usually take you to edit a 10-ish minute video? Have you ever decided to spend way more time on editing, and did it increase your views? That's a good question. The second part of that. So it depends on the video. So the last video I made, the one that came out yesterday, took me longer than normal because I don't know if you saw that one, but there were several angles, right? I was in that chair, but I also had my phone set up on a different angle. I used this camera as well, a third angle. So those three things, and my audio here, but the micro's over there, that's four things I had to sync up in editing, which I did, and then I had to go through it and decide which angle am I going to show when, right, and delete the other ones. And then I don't know if you noticed, but that whole snapping my fingers to go from bad lighting to good lighting in the beginning, that took a little bit to get that set up right. So anyways, that video took longer than normal to edit, and I'm going to say it took me, I started it Sunday night. I did most of the recording Sunday after supper, and then I probably edited around an hour Sunday night, but then Monday morning I was up at 6 a.m. and I was working on it, and it took me many hours to get that one done. But usually, if I do a walk and talk, and say you mentioned 10 minutes. Whether it's 10 or 20, it takes about the same amount of time. I'm going to say less than 2 hours. I can have it edited and uploaded, a 10-minute video. And that's because I don't do a ton to it in editing. I keep my edits to a minimum. And the second part of your question, did it increase my views? So no. So yesterday's video, where I spent a whole bunch more time editing it, that video is doing a lot worse than a video that I didn't spend much time on at all, right? So yeah, the amount of editing, I have yet to find a correlation between, I've never found that the more you spend on editing, the better a video will do. Never found that myself. Now, I do think you do have to do some creative things in the beginning, the first intro part of your video, to really hook people in and show, what you're about to show them, tease them a bit, and now you want to watch. Now let's get into the video, right? So I think it's important to spend some time at the beginning, however you decide to do that. I like taking snippets or clips of videos of the video from further on in the video and put them in the beginning. Maybe some music. I think that helps. But yeah. The videos of mine that have done the best have had very little editing. Very little editing. Very little editing. Holly says, I was already looking into video editing if there was any work in it. What are your thoughts? Yeah, there are people that want editors for sure. I think it's a hard... it's hard. You'll be busy. I wouldn't call it a high paying job. Like, you're going to put in a lot of hours to make a decent amount of money. Video editing for other people. Okay. And you typically have to be pretty good before people will want to pay for what you're doing. But it is certainly a way to make some side money. Absolutely. When I started out with video editing, I had been editing some of my own videos, learning how to do it and whatnot. But when I got into Fiverr, I wanted to laser focus. Here's one thing that I'm doing, and that's adding subtitles and syncing them to your video. Send me your video, send me your transcript. I'll add the subtitles in. And I got very fast at doing that. And I ended up doing a lot of them and ended up getting some pretty big jobs of doing that. And that kept me very busy. I then started to do tutorial video editing. And that's getting more into, like when you see how I put myself in a circle, like in the corner, on top of a screen that I'm sharing and editing that way. I've done a lot of that, so it's not hard for me to do that. So yeah, there's some demand for that. Videos like that, there's demand. But I never wanted to put myself in my clients' videos. Okay, I wanted to reserve myself for my own videos. I never wanted to I've never made a video where I'm promoting something that's not mine, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I've quite often I would get people say, yeah, I want you to make a video. Here's our software, and I want your face in the corner explaining how to use it. And I just have to say, no, I'm sorry, I don't do that. I will use my voice and I'll do a voiceover, but I'm not going to put my face in your video. So that's kind of where I drew the line. Some people do that, and that's fine. But I knew that eventually I wanted my own YouTube channel, and I wanted my face, to be my brand, part of my brand, my branding. So I didn't want to, so now I'm 42,000 subscribers into this channel. I wouldn't like it if I knew there were videos out there that you guys might find that's me promoting whatever. Like, hey, look at this mouse. You like this mouse? And you can, here's the whatever. If I'm making videos for other people, that's not me. I'm not an actor. I'm not a spokesman or a spokesperson either. Okay, but that's just me. And what a handsome face it is. Thank you. That was a good choice. Another YouTuber. I do have someone to interview if you want. Another YouTuber. Oh, very good, Holly. Yeah, I've actually got a list of several people to contact. But yeah, if you want to send that through to me, you can. Email's probably the best way to send that to me. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I won't be doing one next week. Maybe the week after. Maybe the week after I'll look at doing that. Because next week, you may or may not know, like if you're just joining, I'll say it again, I'm going to do a members only live stream next Wednesday at same time as this one. So regular live stream next Tuesday, members only on Wednesday. That should be fun. Well, destination wealth. I always seem to be looking for validation to whether I'm doing all right. 22 videos made since April last year, 628 subs, 1,500 watch hours. Most videos get over 1,000 views. Keep at it? Yeah, keep at it. It'll only grow. If you keep at it and you stay consistent with it, it'll only grow. And I'm not talking about growth, linear growth, like adding 30 new subscribers every month, 30, 30, 30, 50, 50. I'm talking you stay consistent, and if you keep making videos that your audience wants, stay within your niche, whatever niche you've started with. I mean, test the waters, try something a little different every once in a while if you feel your content is stagnating. But for the most part, try to satisfy the audience you've already grown, and your growth will accelerate. Okay, so if you're getting 20 new subs now a month, then it'll be 30, then 50, then it might go to 100. It might jump right to 200, 500. You know what I mean? It can grow pretty quickly. So yeah, absolutely keep at it. Keep at it. Let's see what else we got. Just got the diehards, the diehard fans left here now. 82 of you. Diehard fans. Thank you very much for sticking. Now, that doesn't mean all 82 of you have been here for 2.5 hours, and that's okay. But yeah, thank you for listening to me. I hope you're getting value. Okay, I answered that one. So I'm sure there's questions that I've missed, but yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it. If you fall in love with creating content, it won't matter how many people watch or how fast you grow. If you don't fall in love with it, it will fizzle out. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. You have to love it. You have to love it, the whole thing. Don't stop making videos and sit back and say, how come my channel's not growing? Well, there's your answer, because you stopped creating videos. you gotta keep at it. So you have to love it. And you also have to get into your analytics and try to figure, if you want to grow, right? You can do this as a hobby. You can do YouTube as a hobby and just document your life for your grandkids, let's say, or your family or your friends, right? Just kind of document everything. Here's a birthday party weekend. Here's a weekend on the lake boating, right? And here are the videos from that, right? If you just want to do that and document everything and that makes you happy, go for it. That's great. But if you want to grow a channel, then yeah, make content that other people want to watch, that other people can learn from. Yeah, and if you enjoy it, the whole thing, that is making the videos, trying to make them better every time, lighting perhaps, like pay attention to where the sun is. If you want to take a picture of a group of people or a video of a group of people, but the sun is right above them, that's not ideal. You want to flip it around, get the sun facing them and take a video that way. Like things like that I never ever thought I would ever think about. But just the more you do it, the more you learn. And making videos of yourself, like where to put the lights. Worst thing in the world is to have just a top-down light. Like there's a light in the center of this room, and it's kind of a yellowish color, and I showed it in my video yesterday. It's off, always. I just use these ones. I could turn that, no, not that one. Whoops. Leave that one on. That is my main key light, right? This is not a bad look either. It's a little bit more of a, what do I usually say? Like a dramatic look, right? With no extra light coming this way, so a little more shadow here. But I tend to want to light myself up more. So 2 lights, one on either side, a little bit above the camera level so that you don't often see reflections in my glasses of the lights like you would if I did this, right? There are the lights there. Yeah, and enjoy it. I enjoy this now and enjoy editing. Enjoy getting into your analytics and trying to figure out what thumbnails are doing. Like your recent upload. Why is this? Why am I not getting views? Look at your thumbnail, your click-through rate, right? Is it bad? If so, look at your title and your thumbnail. How can you make it better? and try to figure out which thumbnail and title combination had the best click-through rate, and then look at it. Why is this one doing so well? And try to make more like that. Okay, things like that. And enjoy all of that, and you will grow. You will grow, you will grow. Can you go live too quickly for a new channel? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's great practice, even if you have nobody watching. And once you do start getting people watching, I think it's a fantastic way to start building a community. A lot of you know that I do this every week, so you come back every week. And I thank you for it. And I have fun with this, and I hope you have fun with it too. And I hope you learn something. Not always from me, but also from the people in the chat. There are people in the chat here that know more about some of these topics than I do. And and I encourage people to help maybe answer some questions that were asked that I haven't answered. That's totally fine by me. It's not a competition for me. This, it's a community. So growing a community, and the way I started my live streams was a couple of videos before my first live stream, I started talking about it at the end of my videos. Excuse me. I would say, if you like this content and you want more, just so you know, I'm coming out with a video every week, blah, 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 but I'm also going live on Tuesdays. Feel free to stop in on Tuesday, and I'll be available to answer any questions you might have, right? You start putting that at the end of your videos, and then they come to the live streams, and then in the live streams, you can advertise your videos. You say, oh, I'm coming out with a video tomorrow, another video Friday. If you're interested, like, keep an eye open for that. You're advertising yourself all the time. And I'll be back here live next week. And if you're a member, next Wednesday, members only live stream, right? You keep promoting yourself, right? And people like to connect, and I like to connect with people like this. It's a two-way street. A lot of us who are YouTube creators like this, we don't get out much. I mean, not everybody, but you know what? It's a career or a hobby or whatever it is for you it's pretty isolating. Like I do all this by myself. I don't hire an editor. I don't hire anybody. I do all of this myself, and I like it at all. But the reality is, I end up in my office a lot doing research, editing videos, whatever. I have to make sure I get outside now, and now I'm making videos outside, so that helps. But that's pretty much when I go outside, when I'm out on the trail, walking, riding a bike, or run, or whatever. Or in the summer, I'll go out in the boat, and I might make more videos out on the water this summer. I think that'd be good. So that gets me out, but it's an individual thing. It doesn't always have to be. I mean, some people, and actually I'm thinking of, I don't know if you're still here or not, Norma, she has a podcast with somebody else, Michelle, and the two of them do this YouTube thing together. So if you're in that kind of a situation, then that helps, right? You've got, that's some, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm losing it. I'm getting tired. I'm getting hungry, I think. Camaraderie, I guess. Connection to somebody else. If you're doing it with a partner, that's great. But for the most part, people are doing this by themselves. So growing a community, going live is a way to start building connections with other people. It's a lot of fun. I find it a lot of fun. And also the comment section of your videos is another way to grow your community. Anyways, I hope that helped. Was there anything that I missed? Now's your last chance, because I've got one foot out the door here. Now's your last chance. If you have any questions that you want me to answer before I go, now's the time. Here's a question. This man keep telling me he is a YouTube SEO expert and he can help me. Do you think he is real? I don't want him to scam me. I mean, I can't really say for sure, but for the most part, I get a lot of emails like that, and I'm not interested in hiring anybody like that. If I need somebody to help with SEO or whatever, I would just learn it myself. It's not rocket science. It's not something you need to outsource to somebody else. I get a lot of comments like that, and I get a lot of comments, people wanting to make my thumbnails for me. And quite honestly, that's, even if it was only $10 for a thumbnail, it wouldn't be worth it to me because, first of all, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I want to do it the way I want to do it. And I know that if somebody makes one for me, I'm not going to like it. And there's going to be a lot of back and forth. So right there, that's not good. And the other fact that I can make a thumbnail in 5 minutes. And it's, and I don't have to wait a day to get it from somebody else. So no, I'm not going to outsource. I typically delete messages like that. And if somebody is very persistent, say, I can really help you with your SEO. It's like, no thanks. No thanks. It's not as important as it used to be. When somebody says SEO, they're probably talking about keyword-rich titles, getting your description right, and your tags. Again, you can just use ChatGPT for that. And at the end of the day, YouTube is transcribing your video anyways. So once you've made a video and you've spoken in the video and you've talked about whatever you want to talk about, YouTube is going to know what you've talked about because they transcribe your video. They can extract keywords from it, and and they have a pretty good idea who to show your video to. So this SEO stuff is not as, I'm not a big believer in it, okay, myself. So that's just my opinion though. Oh, Dan says, have you heard anything about when the new Camtasia will be released? I believe they have a new version now. I recently upgraded. What is my version? Check for updates. You're up to date. Camtasia 2025.0.1 is the newest version available on a Mac. So yeah, it's out now. 2025. And I believe there are some new things to it. I haven't gotten into it yet, so I can't really help with that. But yeah, it's out now. We haven't done any live streams yet. A little nervous about not knowing all the rules. Do you have any tips or suggestions? What do you mean by rules? What you can say, what you can't say? Yeah, so I guess the only thing I can think of as far as rules go is it's not really a rule. It's more of a qualification. Like if you want to go live on your phone, I think you need 50 subscribers. If you want to go live on your computer using Ecamm or StreamYard, you don't need any subscribers, right? I think you just need your channel to be verified. But as long as you are, then yeah, you can go live, talk about whatever you want. I'm not really sure what you mean other than that, but yeah, there's no subscriber count you have to hit, you have to reach before you can go live. You can go live at any time. Even worse, how can he be an expert with 0 subscribers? Yeah, good point. Okay, so this question, thank you for asking, Stedman, vidIQ. So I'm going to get a little bit more into vidIQ next week because I've also been talking to them, and I'm going to be able to offer discounted vidIQ accounts. All right. Just like with Epidemic Sound, I'm not ready yet to be able to share links with you yet, but I use it. I've been using it. I tried TubeBuddy in the past and vidIQ. I mean, they're both good. They're both good. I personally like vidIQ better. I like what it shows. Like when I bring up a video here, let me share this with you again. Like if I bring up if I watch, okay, let's go more latest. I don't want to look at those old ones. So I don't know, let's click on this one here. $42. Let's click that. So there's a couple things here. First of all, with vidIQ, with the vidIQ extension installed, the Google Chrome extension installed, here, I can make this a little bit bigger. It does a few things. It adds this here, vidIQ, views, right? Overview. So for whatever any video you bring up, it'll give you some data on it over here. AI coach. I don't know what that is. I haven't used that. Yeah, so you can see, I have 42.8 thousand subs. You can see that for the longest time, I didn't have many until there, 3,600, and then I started taking off last July, right? You can see a graph of that. You can see the graph of my views. So I like that. And then vidIQ SEO score. So it doesn't love this video for the score, but that's okay. One thing I really love is in the comments, okay? It shows by every commenter how many subscribers they have. So I don't have to click on their account to see how many subscribers they have. I can see it at a glance. Okay, so this thing is something, see, if I hover over it, it says powered by vidIQ. I love that. That's great. But there's so much else that you can do with it, like keyword research and stuff, and I don't really have time to get into all of that today. But just know that hopefully by next Tuesday, I'll have everything set up, and yeah, I'll be able to offer, and I'm going to do a video on that too, like an in-depth video on vidIQ. So yeah, look for that. Yeah, I only have 4,000 subscribers and get email all the time about SEO. Yeah, I would ignore them or delete them. Okay, rules like music, background, words to block, etc. Okay, so music. Don't use music that you don't own or that you don't have permission to use. So I have an Epidemic Sound account, so I can make live streams and videos using any music I find in Epidemic Sound because I have an active account. That's the only music I can use. So I can't use any popular or commercial music in live streams. If you do, then you could get a copyright strike. So yeah, that's a rule. Sorry, I didn't know that's what you meant. But oh, you have Epidemic Sound also? Perfect. You can set that up. You can have music playing in the background, a track that you could probably set up a playlist of several tracks if you want to play through while you're doing your live stream. I've never done that, but you can. What I do though, in the intro of my live streams, I have that 5-minute countdown. I have music playing. That's music that I got from Epidemic Sound. So you can do that, absolutely. The same rules apply to making videos. You can't use any music or videos that you don't own. Okay, if you put a video in your live stream that you don't own, you risk getting flagged for it. Like, I'm showing YouTube videos, I suppose. That's fine. I guess that would fall under fair use. But like, I wouldn't launch a movie and play it through a live stream because I don't own the movie. I don't have the rights to do that. But if you have, say, you have an account with like Storyblocks, for instance, or Envato, someplace where you can download B-roll movie or video clips, then you could use those, right? Because you have an active account with them as well. So there you go. Words to block, that's a personal thing. Like swearing is okay in live stream. That's the only thing. It might limit who may want to advertise on your videos and live streams if there's a lot of profanity. I choose not to, but it doesn't mean I'm not allowed to. Words to block. Again, you can block words. You can. I don't believe I've set any up to be blocked, but I can't remember. But yeah, anyways, that's if you're in public. So that's dicey. So I've heard of people who are live streaming in public and maybe walking by people who might be playing music that gets picked up by the live streamer. That could get you a copyright, not really a strike, but notification, basically saying that, oh, we've noticed you've got some music in your video, because it's a video after it's live, that you don't own, so you can't monetize that live stream. So, and that's happened to me before. Actually, I accidentally had lo-fi music playing in the background in one of my tabs. I didn't realize it was playing because I had my volume off. But you guys told me, And I accidentally captured around 5 minutes of music that was from a YouTube channel, not from Epidemic Sound. So YouTube flagged that. But the thing is, YouTube has the ability for me to go in under the copyright tab and remove it. So YouTube is able to, with AI, isolate and remove the music while keeping the audio, the rest of the audio intact. So that was pretty cool. So that's what I was able to do. Copyright still in effect for live streams. Yep. And you may have to share the money from the stream, but it could get you a strike as well. YouTube can be funny like that. Yeah, so again, it's only happened to me once, and I chose to remove the music from the live stream. And then it was fine. Then I was able to monetize it. Did you answer my question about channel trailer? I must have missed it. If you think it's worth it when starting up. Okay, so for live streams, like a live stream trailer, I've played around with that. I actually haven't done one in a couple months or a few months. I used to put channel trailers in place, but I don't think it's necessary. It's fun. It's cool. If you've got something that you maybe new and different, that an announcement or something that you're going to do in your live stream, then yeah, put a trailer together, a little 30-second or 1-minute video. Yeah, it's worth it if it doesn't take you too long to make. How's that? No, Norma's still here. 2.5 hours. Good for you. I've been here longer. Of course, I'm hosting it. I don't use YouTube Music myself because I have an Epidemic Sound account, and which I love the way you can search through Epidemic Sound to get the right music that you want, the style of music. And one thing I love about it is if I've used a piece of music in a previous video and I like that style of music, I can bring up that audio track again in Epidemic Sound, and there's a button that says more like this. And you click that, and it'll give you a whole bunch more choices of music similar to the last one. So I love that. You have to be careful if you're out in public. Absolutely, you do. Can you use the original music that my partner is playing in the background, of my videos, linking his channel in the description box with his permission? I don't see why not. With his permission, yeah. I don't see why not. I've never done that. I don't know anybody who makes music, so. But yeah, no, as long as he's cool with it, and I guess as long as if he has like a record deal, right, and his music is being distributed by a larger company, then you probably can't, because then you'd have to deal with that larger company that's distributing the music. But if he just wrote a song and it's not gone anywhere and he just can play it, then yeah, I would think that's fine. Ask him for permission. Yeah. Okay, you know what, guys? I got to go. Thank you so much for this. This has been fun. So yeah, look for a video tomorrow. I'll have a video out tomorrow. Don't know what it's going to be on yet. I'll get to that. I will have one Friday, and then we'll go live again next Tuesday. And then for members, the first members only stream will be next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Same time, but Wednesday. Okay? And I may announce that as well another way. On the community posts is what I'll do. I'll put it on the community posts to remind people. Yeah, with that said, I hope you found this helpful, useful. Are these too long? Like, I find it hard to get through all, and I guess it's the fault of the channel. There's just too many people coming to these live streams now. I can't get through all the questions. And I know, I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. I apologize. I had to skip through a bunch of them. Yeah, so this is almost 3 hours. I can keep trying to make them shorter if you'd like. I actually didn't really get into much in terms of demonstrations today, which I often like to do. And when I do that, that takes me away from answering questions too. So any suggestions you guys want to give me, feel free. You can leave them in the chat now. Once I shut this down, you can leave them in the comments below. because this will turn into a video after that. So yeah, thank you for watching today, for stopping by, hanging out with me. That was fun. And I'll see you next time. All right, guys. Bye.